this week or late last week. It's hard for me to remember, as you well know. But our friend Wes Hodkiewicz of Packers.com, he posted his weekly Q&A with fans on Packers.com. And then the not really the mayor, but the mayor of Green Bay, Kyle Kuzino, screenshot it and shared it with the Twitter public. And it was essentially this, that Wes, and Wes made a lot of references to like Game of Thrones, which I didn't get because I don't understand that whole realm. But it was basically, what the hell is wrong with you people rooting for the Lions? And it was as strong as Wes really has been. Wes, that's not Wes's lane. But he basically was
Wes, would you consider Wes a fan because he writes for because he was a hardcore journalist when he was at the Press Gazette, right?
Indeed, yes.
Is he now a fan because he works for the website?
I think he obviously has first of all, he has a vested interest, right, in the team winning. Like those folks that work in other parts of the building, they get playoff bonuses too. So I would think his own self-interest would be Pack, go.
I don't think Wes gets a playoff bonus.
I think they do. I think they all get bonuses. Yeah. So Thank you for your service during all those years. You helped those other folks in the building make some cash.
No wonder they all like you so much up there.
I'm curious. That's interesting. I knew that the equipment guys. I didn't know the media did too. That's interesting.
Well, he's not. He's a Packers employee.
It's a fine line there.
He is. Okay. He's as much a Packers employee as Lisa Treichel in the pro shop and Jason Wallers as VP of communications. They all are part of the support staff that help you succeed as a player.
I'd like to see, is that financial information disclosed because it's a public company?
I don't know how. No, I don't know how much he gets.
No, I want to know. Let's get Wes on this week. I'd love to find that out.
I don't believe Usher George got a playoff bonus when the Brewers made the playoffs.
I like the fact that the Packers do that. I think the old seamstresses and 100%. I'm surprised that the media folks within the department do, but I'm intrigued. And now, because I know we're all about transparency, I definitely want to get Wes on, and we want to ask him that because I'm curious.
Also, what that makes his annual income and his Social Security number.
Yeah, I'm also intrigued by that. I think he does pretty well up there.
So anyway, his point was basically, look, and I'm paraphrasing here, the Lions are jerks. If you're a Packers fan and the Packers aren't going to win the division, don't root for them. They're jerks.
Yeah, I thought seriously about this because it's intriguing. Right now, some people think we're being too positive. I still believe this team can win a championship, but if they fall short, someone does win. Someone else wins. I would rank the teams that are in the playoff picture that I think are viable threats to going to the Super Bowl from the NFC. I would rank it as Detroit, Philly, and then I have Green Bay 3. Some have Minnesota 3. Okay? And then if you want to, just for funsies for me, I'm going to put Seattle/San Francisco as 1 because they both have been rivals at some point. How are you power ranking who you would want to see represent the NFC outside of GB right now, Jason Wilde?
The Washington Commanders 1.
No, they're not a threat. They're not getting there.
Well, wait. So it doesn't have to be.
There's only 4. I'm only putting 4 in.
Oh, okay.
So I gave you 4.
Well, I would have said the Dallas Cowboys if those were available. So Big Mike last night, not great, Bob. Tough one for Big Mike.
No, another. It's just crazy. The ghost of Leon Lett just continues to reemerge. Yeah.
Is that so? For those that didn't watch,
tell me the Simpsons broadcast did a do when the dude touched the ball. He had to have.
I didn't watch that. Yeah, it would have been smart. Jesse, did you watch that?
I unfortunately did not have it on last night.
Where was it?
It was on ESPN Plus.
Yeah, I have that. I have that streaming service. Unfortunately, I won't be able to watch the Badgers tonight.
Yeah, Peacock game again tonight.
I'll send you that. So, are you opposed to using my login information?
Yeah, I'm just not going to do it. And I know it's arrogant and just being dumb, but I'm not going to.
for cutting off your nose to spite your Badger fandom.
No, it's just what it is. I'll see the highlights.
From what I've seen on the clips on social media, the Simpsons broadcast crushed it. For those who are fans of the Simpsons, like they knocked it out of the park.
The highlights on Twitter and stuff were really good. Mm-hmm. It was good. Like Lisa Simpson scored a touchdown, and it was actually like played out the way it played out. I thought it was really, and I just want to make sure that they did a dope when old boy grabbed the ball when he didn't need to. And if they didn't, the Cowboys win. Now everybody's questioning Mike McCarthy again and his management. And it's just, that's the life of an NFL coach.
Sometimes players do things they know they're not supposed to in the heat of the moment, though. I'm guessing that they were coached not to do that by their special teams coordinator, and the guy did it anyway. Don't think that makes it Mike's fault. I will also say this. I saw some feedback on social media. If you watch the game in its entirety that way, and you are a football fan, not a Simpsons fan, it made it difficult to know who was who. And if you were more interested in the traditional, that was CeeDee Lamb or that was player XYZ, I saw that there were a few folks that found that frustrating. So, do you have anything else in your Simpsons arsenal?
That's it. You're pretty good at it, though.
It's a little high-pitched, a little whiny,
All right.
a little pitchy dog.
Eat my shorts. Does anyone eat my shorts guy too? Eat my shorts.
I feel like you're more of a Bleeding Gums Murphy type. What are you, or who's the clown? Not Dunzo.
Krusty
the Clown. Makes a good burger from what I've understood.
So who do I get to choose from if the Packers aren't winning the Super Bowl?
Detroit,
Lions?
Minnesota, Philly, and San Fran, Seattle, poo-poo platter. So I think the only way, you're not going to get either of those teams to the top if you don't poo-poo platter them.
I am taking the Vikings.
You want them as one? Mm-hmm. You want the Vikings to win and go to the championship?
This is Aaron Jones is on their team.
Oh my God!
Sam Darnold
what are you,
is
Tony
a great
Cartagena?
story.
That's messed up.
You cannot. I don't care what. You don't have to be a fan. We don't want Minnesota ever winning anything. Ever.
Except for that year that Favre was on the team.
No. It was even more so I didn't want him
very much in favor of that. But every other year, no.
I would not have answered that way.
I don't care. I don't know. Jason, I know you're not a fan, and I'm not litigating that today. We'll do that in April. The concept of having Minnesota anywhere but 4 is a non-starter for me as a former Packer and a Packer fan / analyst, however you want to look at it.
Did you give your list? Did I miss it?
No, I'm not putting them 1. Guarantee that. The only question I have is, can I put Detroit first because of their long-suffering, how their fans are? And I think Wes brought up some really good points. Now, I didn't realize he's got a playoff bonus on the line. That changes a little bit of how I view that. But I don't know if I can put Detroit first, whereas before Thursday's game, I probably would have. If that makes any sense to you. Philadelphia, I have to put 3. I can't put them ahead. I can't put them.
You're running out of spots, bro.
It's Minnesota or it's going to be Detroit. I think if Green Bay doesn't make it, I think I'm going to put Detroit at 1. And I know that sounds sacrilegious, but that's where I think I'm at.
So you're
I can't stand Seattle. And I'm sick of San Fran. Yeah, I'm going. Here's my list. Detroit 1. A poo-poo platter of San Fran, Seattle, whoever wins that. Then I'm going Philly, and then I'm going Minnesota would be 32nd if I could put them 32nd.
Why do you want Philly third? What the hell does that have to?
I just don't like
the
Philly.
words of Barry Alvarez, who the hell cares who wins if it's not the Packers?
Well, I'm just asking if that's the case. That's how I feel. That's how I feel.
All right. Well, how I feel, which apparently has been invalidated by both you and Jerry.
I cannot believe that any self-standing Packer fan could do that. I can't.
Wait a minute. So you're saying that the team that currently owns the Packers, right, to some degree, they got a guy. I did talk to both Tucker Kraft and to Christian Watson yesterday about Kirby Joseph, and both of them. Their responses about the low hits were very interesting to me. I will try to get that audio to Jesse at some point.
Sunday article? Is it a Sunday article?
No, it's not that. I mean, it's because it's the game's past. It probably makes more sense to do it today, frankly. But
Digi only?
Maybe. Here's the issue I have. You are a fan. Everyone else is a fan, including Geriod, who is accusing me of blasphemy. I'm a people person. Okay? I love the idea of Sam Darnold, who was such a spectacular disappointment in New York.
What about Jared Goff got traded, and they had to give a first-round pick to take him?
Aaron Jones.
What
Aaron
about
Jones?
him?
He's on the Vikings.
Yeah, it's great.
Andrew Van Ginkel on the Vikings.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure you've had a lot of conversations with
I have
Van
his
Ginkel.
sweatshirt. He sent me his Duke's Mayo Bowl sweatshirt.
I'm sure he did. I've heard you talk about Van Ginkel one time in your life, so that's interesting.
He sent it to you?
Yes, well, I
was
think
filled
Brian
with mail.
Lucas
A lot of
did the
mail
sending
packets.
for me. But, yeah. And then I like Kevin O'Connell. So
Okay.
I'm basing it on the people.
That's.
Do you like Dan Campbell?
I like Dan Campbell. I like Kevin O'Connell. I think they're both really good coaches. I don't care about that.
Purely the reason why I am going to get lambasted now because of this.
Minnesota won without Blinken? That's amazing to me.
Aaron Jones.
Amazing.
Aaron Jones. It's as simple as that.
Sure.
So if I may
go
ask
ahead.
a follow-up question, since you've put the non-fan in such a great position, which, again, I would like to go back to the great words of Barry Alvarez. Who the hell cares who wins if it's not the Packers?
Oh, people care.
I don't.
Well, I know you don't, because once the Packers, you're only Packers. I don't think from an NFL standpoint, but I don't want to get into
watch
that.
the game.
Oh, yeah. I don't necessarily know.
You're irritating
I think
me today.
most fans of football, which I don't know if I'd say
going.
you are. You're a worker. I am. You do
I am
this
a
as
worker.
most of us are invested.
So can I ask my question so we can move on?
Sure.
And I'll poll it for you since you pretend like you can't figure out polling. Is it purely so you can claim that supremacy over the Vikings that they have and do the empty trophy case joke every year?
That's fun to have.
And that
It's
they
a fun
haven't won a
meme.
Super Bowl,
It's
so
a
you just
fun
want them
meme.
to never win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I don't want Minnesota to ever
Because
win.
essentially, two of the three other teams in the division all have never won a Super Bowl.
Yeah,
right?
I just don't want
Lions,
that.
no Super Bowl.
Yep.
Vikings, no Super Bowl.
Correct.
So that's the reason. So that trumps the fact that you like Aaron Jones or you like Andrew Van Ginkel or whoever you may like on that team.
I like Aaron Jones a lot more when he's in Green Bay. I'm not rooting for him to
it's
have
not his
great...
fault he's not in Green Bay. That's where he wanted to be, too.
I'm not arguing, but that's not the reality. Tough luck. I'm a Packer fan. I'm not interested in, oh, shucks, I hope this. No, I don't. I hope you fumble, and I hope we pick it up and score, and that's what I hope for. So, no, I'm not interested in that. Unless it's my own kid playing there or someone that I know really well. No, I don't care. I don't want Minnesota winning jack, ever. I don't even want the Timberwolves to win.
No, wait a minute.
Now the Twins, I feel all right about, though. It's a weird
Twins
dynamic.
and Timberwolves were kind of all in on them.
I got to be honest with you. We're going to have enough trouble with our major announcement. I'm not wasting another single second on this.
Minnesota.
I'm okay
Can you
with the
blank
Twins.
and believe that?
Ridiculousness.
It's just
I know
different.
you are a fan of one team, and that, of course, is Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Yes, indeed. And I didn't say Pella Windows and Doors of Minneapolis or Detroit. I said of Wisconsin. Ensure your home remains comfortable before we reach that brutal post-holiday winter. And yes, old Santa Claus is a magical fella, but his elves, maybe not as much. They aren't qualified to build Pella windows and doors. Too many options, too many customizations. You need the pros at Pella. So instead of going through the big red fella, take advantage of this Pella deal. Get as low as $19 per window, $81 per patio door per month. Certain restrictions do apply. This offer ends on New Year's Eve. Visit PellaWI.com to learn more.
Skol. It's Wilde And Tausch.
Wilde And Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio. The best source for every piece of NFL news you need to know.
That's the idea of a deal. Each side gets wins, right? They have Jordan Love under contract for the next 5 years.
ESPN NFL insider Adam Schefter is on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy every Wednesday morning at 7:30. Sponsored by Island Resort and Casino.
I think Packers fans would sign up for 12-5 today, and maybe they will be.
Right here on 94.5 ESPN and also streaming live on the Wisconsin On Demand app and at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Kevin Moret from Mentality Men's Health. Guys, I know you hate to feel weak. That means something different for every guy, but for most guys, it means the way they look and move through their day. Did you know that 70% of Mentality clients see an increase in their muscle mass, their muscle tone, and the way they look? This means our clients got their confidence back. If you're looking to look and feel the way you did years ago, join the over 25,000 guys at Mentality and get your confidence back. Go to mentalityhealth.com/radio.
When the power goes out, your life is disrupted. Heat, air conditioning, refrigeration, phones, all gone. Be prepared for the next outage with a Generac home standby generator. After sensing a power outage, a Generac generator automatically restores your home's power, whether you're home or away. Power your life with a generator from Adams, Wisconsin's #1 rated Generac dealer. Adams provides sales, installation, maintenance, and 24/7 service from all locations. Learn why Adams is your best choice in providing power peace of mind. Visit adamspower.com today.
It's the year-end rate reduction sales event at Wilde Automotive Group. Get rates as low as 4.9% on our best used cars and make no payments for 90 days. 4.9% and no payments till March 2025 on over 600 vehicles at 10 Wilde Automotive Group locations. Don't wait. Get a better rate during the year-end rate reduction sales event. Get to your nearest Wilde location today.
Go to EWaldeAuto.com.
With approved credit, interest accrues from date of purchase. Expires month end.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance. Like your first home expansion or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
The big guy needs your help this holiday season, and he's recruiting the Corners of Brookfield for help because the perfect gift is right around the corners. Head to the Corners for all your gifting needs and find something for anyone thanks to their 30-plus restaurants and retailers. Or just wrap up a Corners gift card to create a great, well-rounded gift. Looking for something only Santa can deliver? Drop off letters in a special North Pole mailbox in the Market Square through December 22nd. Make your shopping list and check it twice. Visit thecornersofbrookfield.com.
From your best friend who lives on caffeine to your teenager who always forgets to fill up their tank, Quick Trip gift cards are the ultimate holiday hack for everyone on your list. Pick one up in-store or online, and they'll have everything they need. Coffee, snacks, groceries, fuel, and more, all with one thoughtful gift. And honestly, who has time for complicated gift shopping? We know you don't. Give the gift that keeps life moving. Holiday gift cards from Quick Trip.
Ready to tackle your home improvement project this winter? Exterior Pros and Baths is here to help you score big with quality home exterior and shower upgrades. As a 5-time President's Club Award winner, Exterior Pros is not playing around. With flexible financing, it's never been easier to invest in your home without breaking the bank. Get started today and save $2,000. Visit extpros.com or call 262-800-4274. That's 262-800-4274. Trust the pros and kick off your home transformation today.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Out of all the reindeers, you know you're the mastermind. Run, Rudolph. Randolph ain't too far behind.
Now I'm irritated. But I'm making my case in the YouTube comments. So be sure to subscribe.
I have to figure out how to jump in that mix. I don't know why. That sounds fun in there.
So be sure to subscribe like Tausch thinks he has, but really hasn't.
I have subscribed, but I'm not. They're not giving me access.
I don't know what the blue sky edition of the YouTube comments
Do you need like a VIP?
No, you need a Gmail account.
I have that.
It's very easy.
Okay, you have to be logged into it.
I don't know how to do that.
Okay, then. And no polls either. All right, so I've taken my case to the YouTube comments. Let me just bottom line it for you. A, not rooting for the Vikings at all. I am answering the question that Tausch gave me. Secondly, B.
But you kind of are. You just said you love Aaron Jones. And Ginkle.
Aaron Jones is there. I love
such a fan Ginkle guy.
I love the Sam Darnold angle.
But you love Van Ginkle. He gave you Mayo. gave you a tub of mayo.
The greater issue is I can't wear the sweatshirt because it's too small.
Give it to Jesse.
It's true. It'll fit him now. But I like that storyline. I like Kevin O'Connell. I like Sam Darnold. But as Geriad asked me in the comments, I wasn't rooting for Favre or Longwell or Billy
Why would you have ruled for Favre? You had all that stuff. You shot paintballs at each other. Like, you're more in tune with Aaron Jones than Brett Favre?
Aaron Jones, good human being.
Oh, burn.
No, just a good human being that I want to see
know
succeed.
That is a complete shot, and you can take that
snap.
shot.
Didn't leave.
But you spent 17 years with Brett. And he provided a lot of memories for you and put a lot of food on your and Paula's table. That's an interesting dynamic, but I get what you're saying.
But again, Aaron Jones never, ever, ever wanted to leave here. Didn't want to leave.
Most guys don't.
Okay, right. But again, if we're going to be mad at somebody for going somewhere.
Nobody's mad, but that doesn't mean we're rooting for our arch rival because
you asked me why I'm rooting
I understand.
for him.
I disagree with you, but I understand.
All right, well, I know this, and they're having a lot of success in Minnesota from what I hear from Doug when I saw him. And that, of course, is Kohler Services. They're not afraid to go to Minnesota and make people happy.
We love it. Our friends at Kohler Services, and if you need a bath or shower remodel this holiday season, turn to Kohler Services. Family-owned, 150 years. That's as much as the Vikings not winning a championship. Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer, providing care for life, and this month only. 0 interest, just like the trophy case at Minnesota. 0 interest financing for 12 months. You could replace that with 12 decades. And a free shower door. Oh, Gilligan, a free shower door with that Lugstone shower remodel. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote. With fast professional installation, well, that is always included. Again, KohlerServicesWI.com.
A major announcement is next. We'll see if we flub it. It's Wilde and Tausch.
On air, online, and on demand. Get all your favorite ESPN Wisconsin content anywhere you get your podcasts for free. The new Wisconsin On Demand. It's free, it's everywhere, and it's for you.
Oh, my back.
Santa?
Gina Dello from Pella. You've been a good girl this year.
Is that why you're in here building new windows?
Santa's doing OT.
Let me make a call.
Frighteningly fast Pella team at your service. Let us take it from here, Mr. Claus. And Gina, next time.
I know. Ask for a Pella gift card. Right now at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, get as low as $19 per window and $81 per patio door per month.
PellaWI.com. Certain restrictions apply. Ends 12/31/2024.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank, your hometown bank. Tri-City National Bank offers a full suite of personal and business banking products at 28 convenient locations. Open your account today at the community bank that was voted Milwaukee's best bank. Learn more at tcnb.com.
Jaden Reed's production has fallen off a cliff as of late. The Packers wide receiver had 1 target, no touches, and played just 25 snaps in the loss to the Lions. He hasn't gone over 30 receiving yards in the game since November 3rd. Head coach Matt LaFleur said they tried to get Reed the ball last game, but just weren't able to.
Making sure that we have some of those plays for him in the game plan where he's tagged to go in there and play wide out. He's a very impactful player. It wasn't by design that we don't want to throw him the ball today. That's never the case.
This has been your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank.
First time building your own nest? Call Tri-City. We'll do the rest. Our hometown lenders will put you at ease. Your home building process will be a breeze. Tri-City National Bank. Equal housing lender. NMLS 433891.
It started with a prediction.
We'll go out there and play basketball and win.
And how many games?
6.
It became the culture.
Chance of Bucks in 6.
Being a Bucks fan means you live and breathe Bucks in 6. Brandon Jennings created the prophecy. Tune into Behind the Bucks, the story of Brandon Jennings on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and streaming wherever you get your podcasts.
That's for the culture.
It's WTMJ's Brandon Stein for Wisconsin Harley-Davidson. The holiday season is here, and Wisconsin Harley-Davidson has you covered now through December 28th when you purchase any new Harley-Davidson motorcycle, you'll receive a shopping spree. See sales associate for details. Only valid on new bike purchases. December is full of shopping treats. Follow Wisconsin Harley-Davidson's Facebook page and Instagram for more details, and be sure to check out WISHD.com. Wisconsin Harley-Davidson, your destination dealer.
Save big money on your bathroom remodel at Menards. Keep your bathroom feeling clean with Broen's Bathroom Exhaust Fan and Bacteria Removing Light. Its Surface Shield technology combined with Broen's powerful ventilation prevents the growth of bacteria, mold, and fungi within your bathroom. It installs easily and reduces air leakage by up to 50%. Get the Broen Bathroom Ceiling Fan and Bacteria Removing Light today for $149.99 at Menards. Sale price good through December 15th.
Who is the Bucks' all-time leading scorer? Where do the Bucks win their only other championship? Which rookie once scored 55 points in a single game? If you know the answers, a shopping spree at the Bucks Pro Shop is on the line.
Get in, loser. We're going shopping.
Join ESPN Milwaukee Friday, December 13th at noon inside the Bucks Pro Shop for Bucks Trivia.
Trivia! Trivia, baby!
Answer the questions right, and a $500 Bucks shopping spree is yours. December 13th at noon at the Bucks Pro Shop. Stay up to date on the green and gold all season. The Green and Gold Fix podcast is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Luxury stay, elite play, unwind in sophisticated comfort. Win big, dine, and experience the events in Milwaukee. Wilde and Tausch is presented by Tito's Handmade Vodka, America's original craft vodka produced in Austin, Texas, and naturally gluten-free. Tito's Handmade Vodka.
Jingle bells swing and jingle bells ring, snowing and blowing up bushels of fun. Now the jingle hop has begun. Jingle bell, jingle
All right, the time has come for a major announcement.
Jingle bells time.
Now, if
We're
I
getting that
had
leg, we're getting that leg trophy.
not a major award for Gile, no. Now, I would say that you hear me talk all the time about coaching and the girls and their teams, and I always say next play, right? I'm sure if we had a great coach or manager with us, I don't know, like NL Manager of the Year, Pat Murphy, he would tell me, hey, don't let the last major announcement beat you again. So what if you struck out on the Barry Alvarez announcement? Don't let that influence this announcement. So I'm focused, I'm ready. And here it is. The big news is that beginning with the 2025 Major League Baseball season, 100.5 ESPN Madison will become Madison's new home of the Milwaukee Brewers.
Let's go. Let's go.
Obviously, our sister station, 620 WTMJ, the longtime flagship of the Brewers. And now, if you're going to listen to the Brewers in Madison, you're going to listen to us on 100.5 ESPN Madison. Jesse, great job. I assume you were integral in this whole process, and you're the one who made this happen.
They told me it was happening. No, we got it. We're good. I love the Milwaukee Brewers, and I am so happy that we are now going to be the home of the Brewers on 100.5 ESPN, and that every game all season long will be heard right here, crystal clear. So excited to be home to another contender in 2025.
And there's no truth to the rumor that your father, Usher George, is going to come out of retirement to start ushering again at games in honor of this big news.
No truth to that. However, I might be angling to replace Levering.
Okay, well, you know what? Jeff Levering big-timed us today. We thought we were going to have him to help us make this announcement, so we had to go to the bullpen. We had to find someone else. And you know who we found? The reigning NL Manager of the Year. He was actually our first choice. It is Pat Murphy on Wilde And Tausch. Pat, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, guys. Hey, I'll be a bullpen for Levering anytime. Levering special. I know where I stand. I'm okay with it.
Well, let me actually tell you where you stand with me, and I've got a bunch of questions for you. But I have admired you from afar. I'm not Todd Rosiak. I don't have to cover you on a daily basis. I cover the Packers, so I drive Matt LaFleur crazy all the time. I'm sure Todd does that to you. But watching press conferences with the boys, I've been a longtime admirer of yours from afar, and I am curious just what this past season was like, because I don't know if I've ever been happier for someone I don't even know than when you won NL Manager of the Year and the success this team had.
Well, thank you very much for those kind comments. Those individual awards are, for the players and things like that, it's great. But, our profession, that kind of stuff just doesn't vibe. It's a nice honor and you accept it. But you realize that, one, there's no way of really measuring who had the biggest impact. And two, the players make you look good. They hungry players that play with high energy make you look good, and I was blessed to have that this year. Great leadership in the clubhouse, and great baseball staff around me, and great front office. Ownership supported us at all the right times, and I'm thrilled to be part of the Brewers, and it's been a great experience for me. So thanks for the kind comments, and but those individual awards. The season was great. I just obviously, you don't like the ending the way it is, and the fans sometimes tick me off because they don't realize how tough it is to just get there. Mm-hmm. And then when you lose in a baseball game the way we did, like the way we lost, that can happen in baseball. We had totally played well enough to win that series, but, they had the magic in the ninth inning and put the ball in play and hit it where they weren't. And, if Nemo hits that ball right at Terang, game's over, and, we're celebrating on to the next series. So it comes down to an inch, or as you well know, and even in football, it comes down to a 4th and 1 sometimes. But, it was a great experience. I enjoyed so many parts of it, but, you leave a bitter taste in your mouth, and you're never going to forget that one.
Well, Pat, on the flip side of that, then, I do want to know, because I remember seeing a clip, I think Kurt Hogg was the one who posted it, of you at spring training saying, be careful, these guys might believe themselves right into contention. At what point did you know you had that kind of team that could do what it did? And what was the secret sauce for your team to be able to take that young talent and coalesce into what became one of the best stories that we've seen in sports in quite a while?
Well, thanks for saying that. If you knew the characters we had the right mix of characters. And a guy like Yelich stood up and really led some of the young players. Willie Adames stood up and he led young players through thick and thin. You had a guy like Wade Miley on the bench. You had Devin. You had Brandon Woodruff just doing his rehab, but the way he treated others and the way he did his thing. We just had some great people. Reese Hoskins. We had great older guys, they're in their early 30s. That sounds funny. But we had great older guys, and the young kids were just wide-eyed and played hard every day. And it was quite an accomplishment. They just brought it every day. They knew that was the expectation. And they brought it every day. And then the front office provided us. We didn't have players anybody knew their names, but they were capable, and we had a lot of depth in the minor leagues. So we were able to piece together 30-some pitchers, 18 different starters, 12 different guys got saves. That's unusual. So, it was a fun deal. And the league was all trying to win. There was nobody in the league that was rebuilding. And they're all going to be much better this year, and we're going to have an uphill battle, and our work's going to be cut out for us because we lose some great ones, and like we always do, and have to kind of, piece it back together and stir the soup and be ready to compete.
Ooh, a little soup stir, and that soup is not going to have Willie Adames in there. And obviously what he has been able to do for the Brewers was huge, both probably in the clubhouse but on the field. How big of a loss? And I know you said you hope that he ends up getting the money that he was looking for, even though you'd have loved to have had him. How big of a loss is that going to be?
That's huge. There's no way to say it any differently. It's a huge loss because of who he is. He wanted the attention. He wanted to start him. He wanted to be in the big situation. And but it's how he brought it every day that made the difference for him in his life, and he rubbed off on a lot of people the right way. And so next man up. That's what we do. Next man up.
So, Pat, I don't want to spend a ton of time on hardcore baseball because Rosiak knows I've got a man crush on you. I have some questions that he suggested for me, so I'm stealing them from him. But I want to ask you about this. When you see the contract that Juan Soto gets, it's hard to see that and think back to watching Brad Pitt in Moneyball and thinking we're, organ donors for the rich and everything like that. When you look at that, do you just have to brush it aside and say, hey, that's the world I manage in, and I just have to deal with it? Or how do you view that when you see a number like that?
Well, to be honest with you, the way I look at it, and you guys might get a chuckle out of it, I view it as, okay, well, the Mets are spending most of their money there on one player. He's a really good player. We're going to have to pitch to him anyways. So that's good because they spent so much money on him, they probably can't sign too many more. So I look at it as like, okay, he's going to play in the National League. All right, let's plan how we're going to get Soto out. Lindor, one of the best players in the game, and then you got Soto. They suddenly have the Dodger-type lineup. But again, that's all the navigation that goes into it. I don't get into the money. It's the haves and the have-nots. It's getting wider and wider. We see that. I don't get into the politics of it. I'm too old for that. I just need to concentrate on what we have in front of us.
That sounded like Lou Brown in Major League.
Got someone on the other line for some white ones.
You got a little Lou in you. You know what? They call you up to take the job after Council leaves. I got another call about some white wall tires. I'll get back to you.
I like it.
So, Pat, that's where I want to go next, not to Major League, the movie, but some of the stuff that maybe our audience that gets a lot of Packers conversation and not as much Brewers conversation gets, and a few things that I didn't know about you. But can you tell us about your experience with the movie Rudy when you were at Notre Dame? Because Tausch has reenacted the film.
Oh, I didn't know
Rudy
that.
before,
Oh.
and I know you've told this story before, but if you don't mind playing some of your hits for our audience, I've got a few for you.
All right. Well, Rudy and I knew each other before he made the movie, because I was a young kid growing up in Syracuse, New York, 8 and 9, 10 years old, and I had the South Bend Tribune delivered to my home every day. 3 days, 4 days delayed, but I just followed Notre Dame sports and was a fanatic. And anyways, I studied the football programs too. They'd send me the football program, a week later. And it was an absolute duplicate of the week before with like 3 pages different. But I would save all the programs, and I studied the roster up, down, and I could tell you every player's name from, you quiz me on 73, that era, in the early 70s, and then maybe even before. And I knew number 45 was Dan Rudiger, and I knew Joliet, Illinois, and whatever. So when he was walking around when I first got the job there, I saw him, and I go, "Hey, Dan Rudiger." He goes, "You know me?" Now, he was obscure. No one knew who he was or know that he even played. You wouldn't think he would have played. And I got to know him a little bit. He was selling cars at Coral Dodge in South Bend. And anyways, he then he started talking about making a movie. And he had these VHS tapes that he would show us these interviews, and I would be like, "Bro, you need some help, man. I can make a movie. What are you talking about?" But he had this idea, and hearing the story of how he made the movie was incredible. And he let me get involved. I got to meet everybody, and they used my office as a little meeting area, so I got to meet all sorts of people. One of which was Al Collins, who infamously, drove the.
You know who I am.
Yeah. So Big Al used to be there every day. He was the football technical director. He would teach the kids that didn't really know football how to kind of look like a football player. And wow, it was a great experience watching Rudy go through this. It was an ongoing thing for about a year, and I still remain very close with Rudy. I mean, he's one of a kind. They broke the mold, and he's a special guy. He did a lot for himself. He did a lot for Notre Dame. because it portrayed Notre Dame as such a sacred place. It was wonderful.
Pat, how accurate was that movie? Because Tom Clements is a guy that coached for me, and he was on that team. How accurate, in your assessment, was Rudy the movie?
I mean, the story is true.
Okay.
The story is true. Some of the things, throwing the jerseys down on Divine's guys.
That's not. Oh, I thought that was okay. That's what we recreated.
Yeah. I mean, there's some things that didn't. I love Tommy Clements, number 2. You know, I love Pennsylvania kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Love him. Met him many times, and he was there when I was there too. And, yeah, he was one of my favorite all times, Tommy Clements.
I will tell him that when we have coach access later this week.
McKees Rock, Pennsylvania. Sorry.
Look at you showing off. I love it.
Well, he read he had every press guide. Of course he knows.
Monongahela was Joe Montana. Sorry. He was number 3, by the way.
If you're available every Tuesday, let me know, because we would love to do this on a regular basis. All right, so I know you only have so much time because you are at the winter meetings, but I have a couple of two other stories I want to get out of you before you go.
We finished second on the Soto deal. Tied for second in the Soto deal.
Yeah, a 700-year contract? Is that what you went with?
No, we finished tied for second. Our offer was
slightly lower. You mentioned Syracuse. You were a boxer? Yeah. Is this true?
Oh, I did. I mean, it's how you quantify it. You know, if I go out in the yard and shoot baskets, I'm not a basketball player. I won some amateur fights. I won some amateur tournaments. I continued it past college, and I went on and bought some exhibitions and things like that. I love training for it. Yeah, I was never, I didn't lose much, but I wasn't anything great.
So you were like a Rocky Balboa type early in before he succeeds?
I mean, people want to, I didn't really fight like that, but I fought in a gym in Syracuse. I trained in a gym, Syracuse Boxing Club, that was run by a guy named Billy Harris, who had all the work release program kids from the local jail. And he didn't have any Caucasian kids in there except me. And there was another gym in Syracuse, Ring 56 or Ring 76, run by Graziano, who, they had Carmen Basilio's group in there.
Right.
And they wanted me to come over there, but I stayed in Billy Harris's gym because I didn't fight the way they wanted me to fight. I kind of was more tactical, so to speak.
Oh, remind me to stay on your good side. All right, last thing, because I know you got to go. Early in my career, I covered minor league baseball, and there is something about that is a pretty cool thing to be around on a daily basis, so I always cherish that time. But I'm curious about some of your favorite memories, especially from when you were both a player and a manager. Didn't you do both at the same time in the minors?
I did. You want a story? Is that what you want?
I want to. Well,
that's always what he wants, Pat. That's the only thing he just loves stories.
I do.
I'm going to tell you a story that you will question when you hang up. You'll question. You'll look at your partner. You're going to go, nah, that didn't happen. But I'm going to tell you this is true as sitting here.
All right.
Before my first managerial win, 1986 Tri-City Triplets. Before that was we already lost our first game. We went to Spokane to play our second game. We had 14 players on the team. We were called a co-op team, where other teams lent us players to fill out the roster so we could have 6 teams in the league. So as this co-op team, it was looking pretty grim. My pitching coach was Bruce Keeson, a longtime Pirate. God rest his soul. Anyway, we're playing Spokane game 2. We're hoping to get some more players. We got about 4 pitchers. We're losing 9-0 in the 9th with 2 outs and nobody on. Bruce Keeson already left the building, and I was coaching third, and put myself into pitch in about the 7th. Yeah, in the 7th, I put myself in the pitch just to save the pitching. I was pitching in turf shoes as a manager. And lo and behold, with 2 outs and nobody on, we scored 9 runs in the 9th to tie it up, and went on to win the game. I want to say, I think it was 10-1, and we tied it 10-10. Went on to win 14-10 in 12 innings, and I think I pitched the last 5 innings. Got my first managerial win in turf shoes. True story.
And you got the win as the pitcher of record.
Yep, exactly. True story.
Right.
Look it up.
I believe you, and you have done nothing but increase my affinity for you. I need one last favor from you, though, since we're asking all these favors of you. You helped us make the announcement.
What do you got?
So, Craig Counsell, I know, is dear to you. I actually have a few friends who grew up with him. It has been hard for me, and I give Jesse a hard time because he is a diehard Brewers fan, and he was pretty upset with Craig for leaving. When you have the opportunity to tell folks that we're so disappointed or so mad at him for leaving, I'm so glad you had and your team had so much success this year to soften that blow that folks were delivering. But when people ask you, hey, how should I feel about Craig, what do you tell them so Jesse can hear that and change his tune?
For sure. I mean, Craig Counsell, is a legend in Wisconsin sports. I mean, it's the greatest era in Brewer history, the greatest era of consistent success in Brewer history. And Craig was at the forefront of that. And he's a great manager. He's a great person. He loves Wisconsin sports. He was really crushed by this. He knew what was coming, and he's a big boy. He's been through a lot of big things, and he was crushed by what happened. But at the same time, he did what he thought he had to do for himself and for baseball. It helps everybody, And I mean, it was hard to pill to swallow. You can argue left and right about this, that, or the other thing, but he's an icon in my mind in Wisconsin sports and always will be. Will always live in Wisconsin. I mean, he's as diehard as you get, and I think people will forgive him in terms of understanding what was behind it. And he gave us 8 good years, and even more than that when he was in the front office and then as a player. So I think fans will change their tune. He's awesome, man. He is as authentic and true blue. And he was debuting first time coaching. He'd coached 4th grade basketball or something, girls basketball. And then he debuts as a major league manager and knocks it out of the park. So,
and made sure everybody played equal playing time.
He ended up mentoring me. Probably. But
all right, Pat,
I was supposed to mentor him, but he ended up mentoring me a lot more than anyone would know.
Well, we're thrilled to have you, and we really appreciate you making time for us for our big announcement. And if the boys ever want to sit on the other side of the press conference instead of up there with you, I could always use help in Matt LaFleur's press conferences. Let them know. I'd be happy to bring them along one day to work, and they can ask some questions. Lord knows they'd be better than my questions, and they'd be shorter.
Definitely more concise, yes.
And probably better than Todd's too, to be honest.
There's no doubt about that, Pat. I'm not going to argue with that, but I can assure you they'll be more concise than what Wilde's doing. I know that for a fact.
Pat, thank you for your time. We appreciate it.
All right. Great, guys. Thanks a lot for having me on. All right.
That is Brewers manager Pat Murphy joining us from the winter meetings and regaling us with all kinds of stories.
2 outs.
Yeah, that's a rally now.
That's something now.
Everything after 2.
Jesse really wanted me to throw a shot at him, saying just like Rudy, like that he thinks that story's made up. He was basically calling Pat a fibber. That's what he was doing.
Some Brewers fan you are.
I agree with Pat. Counsell going to the Cubs was good for everybody last year. That's great. Worked out well in the end.
Yes, and it's good for us that we will be the Madison home of Milwaukee Brewers baseball, 100.5 ESPN Madison. Of course, you always listen on 620 WTMJ, and I was only half kidding when I said we didn't know if we'd be able to get Pat Murphy, which is a pretty good get, I would say. So we did ask our buddy Jeff Leffert, and then we got Pat Murphy. And we told Levering, no, we're good. And he offered to come on anyway. That's the kind of friend Jeff Levering is to us. So we look forward to him. He's going to join us a little bit later in the program. But again, the big news today for us, and I hope for you as Brewers fans and our loyal listeners, is that 100.5 ESPN Madison, your new Madison home, starting with the 2025 Brewers season of Brewers baseball on the radio. We'll react to our conversation with Pat Murphy next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Hey ESPN Milwaukee fans, Gary Austin here from our friends at Best Electric Service. An A-plus Better Business Bureau family owned and operated who have been serving you for over 50 years. No job is too big or too small, whether it's making panel upgrades to your home, new LED in lighting, electric vehicle charging, and all residential service calls. Best Electric provides quality service at fair prices. They are experienced and licensed electrical contractors ready to get to work. Connect with the Best Electric Service. Find out more at bestelect.com.
Rick, describe some of our wow Christmas gifts while Sarah and I name the prices and add a little commentary.
Okay. A 1.5 carat total weight diamond bolo bracelet.
Amazingly unique. Just $1,598.
Half carat total weight inside outside diamond hoop earrings.
Just $698.
1 carat total weight is just $898.
A fabulous 3 carat oval created diamond.
But we only have a few of these.
Just $3,998.
A 1 carat total weight created diamond tennis bracelet.
Just $898.
We also have the big 1 carat total weight natural diamond tennis bracelet for just $1,798.
And from now until Christmas, we have 18 months same as cash financing.
With approved credit.
And a delightful gift for you with every purchase of at least $300.
Merry Christmas.
Welcome to Kessler's.
Find the Kesslers nearest you at KesslersDiamonds.com.
Okay, close your mouth and take a deep breath in through your nose. So the way it's supposed to be is that you should be able to breathe easily. You shouldn't feel constrained. What it should feel like is air briskly flowing freely through both nasal passages, day and night. And if not, there's a problem. And it's a don't know what your problem really was until you got it fixed kind of problem. You're living with it. I mean, you're tired a lot. It might give you headaches and sinus pressure, but you're living with it. Yeah, you sound like almost every patient we help until we get their problem fixed. And then you hear them saying, why would I put up with that? Advent will get you breathing freely again with simple in-office solutions like turbinate reduction along with balloon sinuplasty that really can change your life.
To date, Advent has solved over 40,000 breathing triangle problems. Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment because Advent knows. When you breathe well, you live better. AdventKnows.com. Results may vary.
Welcome to Staples.
Help! My family's in for the holidays and I need gift ideas.
That's why we're here. Staples has amazing deals on everything you need. Photo gifts, laptops, and gaming systems. Even custom holiday cards and shipping solutions to send gifts to the family that can't make it.
Perfect! Have anything for Uncle Frank? I love him, but the guy is never quiet.
Noise-canceling headphones. For you.
You get it.
Unwrap huge holiday savings at Staples. And right now at Staples, save up to $350 on select computers. Ends 12/28, in-store only.
Hard to believe that Christmas is only a couple of weeks away, right? But there's still plenty of time to find incredible gift deals because Macy's Friends and Family Sale is happening now. What does that mean? It means when you use your coupon or Macy's card, you can take 15% off the best beauty gifts, just like Friends and Family can. That's 15% off designer fragrance gift sets, 15% off makeup, 15% off skincare routines. It's just this week. It's just what you've been waiting for. And it's only at Macy's. Savings off regular prices. Exclusions apply.
Did you know that military veterans in Wisconsin carry millions of dollars in debt? This holiday season, it's time to give back to those who have given so much. Verizon and the Milwaukee Bucks are teaming up with ForgiveCo to make a difference with the Verizon Debt Relief Program. All December long, Verizon and ForgiveCo will relieve $250,000 of debt each week to ease the burden on local heroes. To find out how military veterans and members can receive special Verizon offers, visit verizon.com/military. Let's bring the spirit of giving to those who served.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
beginning to look a lot like...
Thanks again to Pat Murphy for helping us make our big announcement about the Brewers now Madison home being 100.5 ESPN Madison. Tausch, I say this just because it happens to be coinciding with time for you to tell us about Coors Light. Tell me how much fun Pat Murphy would be to have a beer with.
Oh, there's no doubt. This is what I love about baseball, folks. I mean, especially guys that have been around forever. You know, we joke about naming catchers and stuff. A lot of downtime, a lot of time. And these cats got stories on stories on stories. And it's the same thing in football, but it's just there's difference because you don't have the same amount of games. But just the almanac-type memory that Pat Murphy had. Just imagine sitting there cracking a Coors Light and listening to him tell stories about Rickey Henderson back in the 80s. Just, I'm all in. Coors Light brewed with that 3-step cold process, cold lager, cold filtered, and cold package, so it's made to chill and make sure those mountains are blue. That's when you know Coors Light's bottle or can is chilled to perfection. That's why there's always Coors Light in my hand when I need a moment to chill. Celebrate responsibly, Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
A shout out to David in the YouTube comments who says Pat Murphy would make a great addition to the weekly segment Name a Random 80s Brewers or baseball player.
Oh, yeah. Bruce Keeson he dropped there. That was great. And I knew exactly who that was from all my baseball card collecting. Jaime Kokenauer in the 10 o'clock hour. Actually, I don't know. Jaime will not be joining us, but that was a reference I wanted to make as well. We'll get back to Packers now when we kick off the 10 o'clock hour, which will happen in 2 minutes. So stick around. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Kevin Moret for Mentality Health. Guys, do you know that the average free testosterone level we see in men is just a third of what it should be? Try doing your day with only a third of the energy, strength, and drive that you need, with a third of the hormone that drives it. Drained energy, lack of motivation, you won't recognize yourself. We can fix that. Our doctors work closely with you to restore back 100% free testosterone. Nothing will change until you do. Book your $55 blood test today to find out how you stack up at mentalityhealth.com/radio.
The big guy needs your help this holiday season, and he's recruiting the Corners of Brookfield for help because the perfect gift is right around the Corners. Head to the Corners for all your gifting needs and find something for anyone thanks to their 30-plus restaurants and retailers. Or just wrap up a Corners gift card to create a great, well-rounded gift. Looking for something only Santa can deliver? Drop off letters in a special North Pole mailbox in the Market Square through December 22nd. Make your shopping list and check it twice. Visit the Corners of Brookfield.com.
Elevate your game day gear or any outfit with official merchandise from the Milwaukee Bucks Pro Shop. From authentic jerseys to exclusive apparel and accessories, the Bucks Pro Shop has everything you need to showcase your fandom wherever you go. Cheer the Deer to victory with authentic Milwaukee Bucks items. Visit us at the Bucks Pro Shop at Fiserv Forum or Bayshore Mall, or shop online at shop.bucks.com.
Cousin Subs is spicing things up this fall with a new sub and a delicious shake. The Chipotle Cheesesteak Sub, with either grilled-to-order chicken or steak, features pepper jack cheese, sauteed green peppers and onions, jalapenos, and Chipotle ranch dressing. And that's not all. Pair your Chipotle cheesesteak with a delicious mint shake, and your taste buds will fall in love. Order in-store, online, or via the mobile app. Cousin Subs. We believe in better.
Hey, this is Gabe Neitzel. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch begins now. So let me get this straight. You have been so entertained. Are you not entertained? It's the only line I know
Good
from
reference.
Gladiator. Thank you. by this debate that you are super curious how other people will vote.
Yeah.
If the Packers aren't winning the Super Bowl, which NFC team do you want to win the Super Bowl?
No, if the Packers aren't the representative from the NFC, which we all, not Jason, but most of us hope is the case. Right? Is that, do we agree on that?
Sure. So wait a minute. So it's not even to win the Super Bowl. So I can have my Vikings preference. I want to make sure everybody understands this. And then they lose the Super Bowl, so then they experience the heartbreak of losing a Super Bowl.
No, I'm
and
not
still
interested
don't
in that.
have
I get
the
what you're
trophy.
saying. I get what you're saying.
Right?
No,
that should bolster my position.
No, but you didn't even know that was your position. You want Aaron Jones to win a ring, which is
I
fine.
want Aaron. If you have to make me pick a team to make it to the Super Bowl, yeah, that's what
The
I'm picking.
Jets play the Vikings in the Super Bowl. Who are you rooting for? You have to go Jets. That's your boy.
I don't know. Let me see Enigma first.
Fair enough. So yeah, I'm curious just because. Listen, it was a tough loss last Thursday, and by the way, big streaming numbers for Amazon. Big, 18 million people.
17+ million.
Yeah,
yes.
almost 18 million people, which is, I'm sure, what Peacock will get tonight on the Badgers, Illinois.
You coming over to watch that tonight?
No. I got. I'm gonna be coaching some hoops myself. So when I look at this whole thing, I am really intrigued on how fans. That's why I love doing this show. I love the psychology of our fans, and I'm fascinated because of that loss Thursday, and because Detroit is feeling themselves, and Detroit hadn't been there before. People are getting irritated with them. Nobody that I know, other than Jason, would be irritated enough to say, yeah, I'd rather see Minnesota represent and win this division than the Detroit Lions. I don't think there's many, but I'd like to, and I don't know. I'm never great at figuring out what drives people to call. That might be intriguing to see if you agree with Jason that because of the Aaron Jones deal, that's what drives you to like and want Minnesota, if it isn't Green Bay, to win the division and to go on and represent the NFC. I just don't know many people that will.
But just to be clear, like obviously the number one option is for the Packers to represent the NFC in the Super Bowl, and then the next option would be for what? None of these teams, like some dark horse to make it instead of them, because you're still choosing the lesser of evils here, right? Like if no Packers fan is really rooting for either the Lions or the Vikings.
No, of course they're not. But fans are fans, and there's always going to be the lesser of two evils, if you want to put it that way. There's indifference. I don't think there's a ton of indifference. There's been indifference to the Lions forever. Those days are gone. There's plenty of difference. And I do think that this rivalry is now the hottest it's been ever in the pack. Probably, maybe in the 50s. I think the Lions were pretty good, and I think they maybe even won a championship in the 50s. I have to check my stats on that.
1957, yes, sir.
I thought they beat Lombardi. That was one of the... So this has not been hot forever. It is now. And I've always said rivalries are as the geography of it is always going to play. But they're always going to be as hot as who is going to impede, who is the biggest threat to you winning and accomplishing your goals. And right now, I don't think anybody's going to argue. You can argue Minnesota, and that's great. You can go die on that hill. I ain't going to go there with you. I got the Detroit Lions. I think that's the hill. That's the team that's at the top of that hill, and that's the team Green Bay's going to have to go get.
And why is it? Like I've explained my reasoning, flawed though it may be. Is it just because I would think someone like you, who learned a hard lesson by saying in 2016, the infancy of our show, hey, if the Brewers aren't going to win the World Series, be cool to see the Cubs end their 100-plus year drought.
Yep, I was wrong.
And then you wound up regretting that.
Totally wrong. Yeah, because
so
I
you're
love the
traveling
story.
down the same path with the Lions.
Maybe.
Aren't you?
Maybe. Well, I'm not rooting for the Lions, but I'm saying I'm rooting for the Lions over the Vikings. That's what I'm saying. Oh, if I have to see some parade going through, I'd much rather it be through Detroit than up in Minneapolis. 100
But you're
times
even
out of
putting
100.
the Lions ahead of the, like, if anything, I would say Philly, because, again, as Barry Alvarez says of Ben Brust, who gives a blank about Philly, whether they win the title or not?
I just don't like Philadelphia.
They've been in it recently.
26?
Yeah,
They won one in the last decade.
I don't care. I don't like Philadelphia. I think their fans are blank holes. I think there's just a lot of blank and blanks there. I just don't like it. I have no interest in seeing Philadelphia winning anything. Matter of fact, they're closer to Minnesota than Detroit.
Okay.
So I can feel how I want to feel, too. As I pointed out by my daughter a bunch, let me feel my feels. All right, yeah, it's good. You should feel your feels. My feels are I don't like Philadelphia and I don't like Minnesota. All right?
Shut up and eat this freezer bird protein muffin. You and your feelings. 844-770-3776. Again, I'm not qualified
for this. Have we polled this? Did we put this in rank form to see which team you would prefer?
Okay,
I bet Philly wins, right?
I am happy to poll it to this point, and I don't know if Blue Sky is going to have this as an option or not, but Twitter does not have a rank these four options from favorite to least favorite as an option on a tweet.
Can we agree on this? If we did, since Green Bay is more than likely not winning the division, I have written that off. Some people haven't. That's fine.
Okay.
I've written it off. Who would we prefer to see get to win that division? I think Detroit wins. I don't think it's Canyon, but I think it's real close. Am I crazy to think that?
All right. So now, are you changing? I have a draft up. Are you changing
Detroit
it now?
and Minnesota with this? Yes, I am, because we can't rank. I'm interested in the ranking.
Well, we'll just see how people vote, and then we'll see who gets the most votes.
Philadelphia will win.
I still think Detroit wins.
No. Well, put it up there.
Well, now we're doing it.
Yeah.
So we're doing it.
Really, Jason, to give a quick summary of my brain on this.
Yes, please.
I didn't think anybody would have thought Detroit. I think people were kind of like, Detroit's a nice little deal. And then they beat us twice. And they've kind of had LaFleur's number. I think 1-6 versus Detroit with Dan Campbell. It's something like that, the last 7.
It might be 2-6.
Well, I think the last 7's 1-6.
Okay.
And so I think people are kind of like, all right, we got to take these boys serious. I think Thursday night was a kick in the face to Wes Hotkowitz and everybody else to say, hey, boys, this isn't like some nice little cat that's coming out. This is a blanking mountain lion. And you better be careful. Don't start petting and feeding that dang thing. You better go out there and, not to be graphic, you better get at it. You better get at it. Don't just think that that's a nice little, you're going to pet the mountain lion. No, you're going to get your arm bit off if you're petting that lion. And that has changed, and I think for the good. I think the Lions probably appreciate it, too. Nobody wants to be anybody's, that's a cute little deal, little charity case. Well, there's no more charity casing when it comes to the Detroit football Lions.
All right. Is this okay with you?
You posting it on both Twitter and Bluesky?
I know you are enjoying the fact that I've added a social media channel. I don't post there a lot, and I don't even know if you can do polls on that website. I don't know.
Okay.
I think I've got 11 posts on there.
He just likes saying Bluesky.
I do.
He thinks he's
There's
funny.
no doubt he likes that. Yeah.
What do you mean it thinks it's funny?
Bluesky.
Bluesky.
Blutarski.
Bluesky.
Today's Wilde And Tausch poll question from the mind of Mark Tausch. If the Packers are not going to be the NFC's representative in Super Bowl 59, which of these teams would you prefer to see win the NFC?
Dude, I think that is worded absolutely beautiful. Like, I was actually reading ahead saying this is the word I would use. This is the word I would use. And you, my friend, crushed it.
So what I did was...
Make sure we put that on Bluesky.
What I did was Detroit Lions, Minnesota Vikings, Philadelphia Eagles, and NFC West champs.
Yeah, we're writing the South off. And Tampa will probably be the team that wins it.
Maybe.
Ain't that how it always goes? Huh? Ain't that how it always goes, huh?
So you're okay with that? NFC West
I
champs?
love it. I love it.
Okay. It is in the field right now, so be sure to go to Twitter and vote in our poll question. All right. I still, again, I don't understand how... explain it to me as a fan, because I'm not one.
Nobody's taking San Fran. I can't imagine anybody wants any piece of Seattle. I think Philly, Jesse, I'm going to call my shot. Philly wins it. And I don't know why, but they do.
I think Detroit still wins. I think there's a loud contingency of Packers fans that thinks Detroit fans are suddenly the worst thing just because they're the biggest threat because they're the best team. But I think if you step back and if we put ourselves in late January and the Packers lose just like last year in the divisional round of the playoffs, and it's Detroit versus Philadelphia in the NFC Championship game, we're going to be watching with a vested interest, cheering for Detroit.
100%. Well, I think people will be pulling for Philly because whoever knocked us out would be the team that we're. I don't know. That's why it's Detroit? Such a great question, Gels.
Gels?
Yeah, Gels.
Okay.
Jesse seems to like that. Gelsy. Hey, Gelsy.
All right.
I don't think
the poll is in the field. I would like to get at some juncture to my conversation with Jaden Reed because we did spend some time.
I'm very intrigued by that.
But we're going to take your calls on this and your texts, and we're going to check the poll question because Tausch it's a great question. I am not disparaging the question at all. I don't really appreciate being put in a position where I'm suddenly public enemy number one because I like Aaron Jones.
I didn't force you into being PE1.
You asked me the question. I answered
You complain to me all the time. I don't ask you enough questions.
I shook it.
No, you say you don't ask me enough questions. Well, I asked you.
Well, ask me fewer questions.
Oh, I can do that.
You don't have to ask me a question if it's about who I would have represent me if I ever was seriously injured in an accident. I hope it never happens to me, to Paula, to the girls, to you, anybody. I hope it never happens. But unfortunately, these things do happen, and you want to have the best team on your side. And that, of course, is Grubel Offices. One call, that's all. 414-276-6666. 414-276-6666. All it takes, one call, that's all. And then you've got the process underway. You don't pay unless they win and until they win, because they win. Check out the website, gruber-law.com, to find out more. 844-770-3776. Explain it to me. Help me understand. I feel like Aaron Jones should be... I was thinking about this because you sent me the text message last night when I was walking the dogs. My first thought was, doesn't Aaron Jones break the tie here? Apparently that was flawed reasoning.
Not for me, it doesn't.
It does. Apparently, just
and
for me.
And by the way, I got a great picture, Max, with Aaron Jones down on the field. So I like Aaron Jones, a good dude. Really good dude. Great player. Yeah. I wanted him to be on the Packers this year.
Yeah, so did he.
But when you go to purple, dude, it's a deuces B.
Or white.
It's a clean look. Now, I'll give you that. It's a clean look.
It's very white. Your call's next. It's Wilde And Tausch.
This is Wilde And Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
I had nightmares at my birth mom's house. It was really scary living there. There were always drugs in the house. The police came, and that's when I was placed into foster care.
Right now in the U.S., more than 100,000 children, like Ariana, are waiting for a family.
Once I was adopted, I definitely felt safe.
Help the Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption find permanent homes for children in foster care. Learn more at davethomasfoundation.org.
Hey, it's Jason Wilde, and I have the perfect gift idea for you. A custom holiday gift box filled with all your Kringle favorites from Racine Danish Kringles. There's no wrapping needed, and this season you can try their newest holiday pastry, Eggnog Kringle, created to bring festive cheer to your celebration. Filled with rich, creamy eggnog and topped with sweet icing and a sprinkle of cinnamon, it's perfect for sharing with loved ones. Go to Kringle.com to order or call 800-4-DANISH. Racine Danish Kringles, it's not just a treat, it's a tradition.
Hey, it's ESPN Wisconsin's Brad Nortman. Better is right around the corner in 2025. Feeling better, that is. Getting rid of that joint pain once and for all. QC Kinetics is your solution to finally getting that joint pain relief that you are looking for. When I went to QC Kinetics, I found them to be incredibly accommodating, knowledgeable, and personal to be able to take what I was dealing with and put me on my own individualized plan to pain relief. So no matter what you're dealing with, shoulders, knees, hips, or back, it was back for me. The medical professionals at QC Kinetics are going to use all the tools in their tool belt to help give you that pain relief you've been looking for. So many things that allow you to feel your best for a brand new year. If you've been told surgery is your only or best option, you deserve a second opinion. Call QC Kinetics for your free consultation to live your best life in 2025. Call 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474.
Services brings the magic of a high-end bar to your event. Make this holiday season extraordinary. Visit vprivatebar.com to book your premier party today. That's vprivatebar.com for your next unforgettable event.
Hey ESPN Milwaukee fans, Gary Austin here from our friends at Best Electric Service. An A-plus Better Business Bureau family owned and operated who have been serving you for over 50 years. No job is too big or too small, whether it's making panel upgrades to your home, new LED in lighting, electric vehicle charging, and all residential service calls. Best Electric provides quality service at fair prices. They are experienced and licensed electrical contractors ready to get to work. Connect with the Best Electric Service. Find out more at bestelect.com.
Hey, this is the Fat Jack, and football season is here. Are you ready to make some money? Have you bet on sports before? That probably did not go great. I can help you make money. Go to fatjacksports.com and get dialed in to turn a profit. The picks are emailed to you. They're on your personal portal on the website, and you can pay less than $50 a week for longer packages to make money betting this football season. Fatjacksports.com, the only place you need to go. 100% transparent, and will turn you profit this season at fatjacksports.com.
It started with a prediction.
Go out there and play basketball and win.
And how many games?
6.
It became the culture.
Chance of Bucks in 6.
Being a Bucks fan means you live and breathe Bucks in 6. Brandon Jennings created the prophecy. Tune into Behind the Bucks, the story of Brandon Jennings on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and streaming wherever you get your podcasts.
That's for the culture.
Wilde and Tausch is presented by Tito's Handmade Vodka, America's original craft vodka produced in Austin, Texas, and naturally gluten-free. Tito's Handmade Vodka.
Only a hippopotamus will do.
Don't want the Vikings or the Detroit Lions. Go Philadelphia. You're one team that's not in the division. All right.
They got some issues up there, too, now.
Oh, they sure do.
A lot of issues.
Drama in Philly.
Might be pushing. Maybe I was right about leaving Philly out of that mix. I'm not, but I maybe was.
Maybe it'll bring them closer together. Let's see what people think. The early returns, even with retired Navy fella chiming in. Big fan of your work. This has been in the field for 7 minutes.
I like the retired Navy fella. I don't mind that he's a little antagonistic towards OT, but I don't mind that.
As of now, the Minnesota Vikings, I am in a distinct minority.
How distinctly is it? Do they have a vote?
230 votes in the first 7 minutes, so thank your guy Elon for boosting this post for me. Today's Wilde and Tausch poll question: if the Packers are not the NFC's representative in Super Bowl 59, which of these teams would you prefer to see win the NFC? Right now, with 37.8% of the vote, the Detroit Lions. Next, with 30 point... Oh, it's moving already. More votes coming in as we speak.
Potato corridor. Potatoes for sale in the corridor.
Cheesesteak corridor.
Second place, 30.8% now, because the numbers have already shifted. Philadelphia Eagles. In third place with 28.1% of the vote, the NFC West champs. And if 38 plus 30 plus 28 seems like a lot of voting going for those three options.
Don't ask me to do the math. I was having a hardest time trying to keep track of a minute 30 penalties, and it was like 9:47, and the clock wouldn't go. And they're like, when do the kids get out of the penalty box? I don't know. I'm not up here trying to break down. I have to do cosines and rhombuses on my show. I ain't breaking down 90 seconds minus 147. I am out. So continue, Jason.
That leaves 2.6%.
This is not Detroit, man. This is the Super Bowl.
Of 263
that seems
votes.
High. That seems high.
So if it's 263 votes and it's 2%, that's what, 5 votes?
5 people.
So you and 4 other people.
Yeah.
Me, Aaron Jones's mom, Aaron Jones, Sam Darnold, and Kevin O'Connell. 844-770-3776. 844-770-3776. Let's get to the phones. Let's get to Justin in Middleton. Justin, good morning. Welcome to Wilde And Tausch. Who are you voting for in our poll?
Good morning, gentlemen. I'm voting for, although it's unlikely to happen, it'd be quite something if Eugene Eugene Smith and the Seattle Seahawks could get it done. Yes, that's his actual name is Eugene. So I think that would be neat to see. But ideally, I think Philly's going to get it done. Who does Detroit have? Who can stop that one running back that is tearing it up this year? So those are my thoughts. And my last thing is, Tausch, do you know who Aretha Franklin's favorite, who Santa Claus's favorite singer is?
No, who is it?
Aretha Franklin?
Aretha Franklin.
Oh, not bad.
Oh, a wreath. A wreath.
That's good.
Like
yeah,
Christmas wreath.
Well, comedic timing, top notch. Thanks for the call, Justin. By the way, he's right. Eugene Cyril Smith III is the full name of Geno Smith. So, see, you learned something new as well as getting a vote for.
Would Sam Darnold be happy being Geno Smith?
What is that? I don't know. I don't understand what that means.
Geno Smith is very similar trajectories. Obviously, Sam was drafted higher, but he's rebounded. He is now a year-to-year quarterback, making some good cash. Would Sam Darnold be happy if his career turns out like Geno Smith's?
So he becomes the starter in Minnesota like Geno Smith became the starter in Seattle?
He is a starting quarterback on a smaller deal, like $25 to $30 million. Is he content with that? Or because if he plays like he did last week, somebody will be foolish enough to dump a big check at him. I don't think to the same degree as what like Daniel Jones got, but would he be content being whatever Eugene Cyril blah blah blah
Cyril?
Nobody was foolish enough to do that with Geno. Why would they do it with Darnold?
So let me ask you the flip side of that question before we get to another call.
Can you answer mine first and then ask?
I don't know if he would be happy with that or not. I have no idea. But would you recommend to him to say, hey, that would be the smart play? Like, I'm wondering if Sam Darnold wants this to be sustainable, does he have to say, okay, someone may dump a bunch of money in my lap, but the Minnesota Vikings may say, hey, we drafted J.J. McCarthy, but we're not sure that he'll be as good as you are. We're not going to pay you the moon, the sun, and the stars like some of these other quarterbacks have gotten, but we think this is a pretty good fit for you and for us. So we will give you one of those contracts. If you're Sam Darnold, do you say, no, I want somebody who's going to pay me top dollar, or do you say, hey, I'd be an idiot to leave Kevin O'Connell and Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison. I should stay here even though it's for less money.
Yeah, so here's what I think is going to happen. I believe Minnesota will give like a $20 to $25 million a year offer. I think the Tennessee Titans or someone of that ilk will say, you know what, you're going to be a great little bridge guy for us. We'll give you 33 to 36 a year. Are you going to leave 12, 13 million a year? I would not if I was him.
Okay.
So the odds would say, yes, stay. especially with McCarthy coming off of a knee. But Minnesota's paying JJ big money. They're kind of banking on not having to pay a quarterback for another 4 years. That's part of their plan. I'd be shocked if they went and paid Daniel Jones-style money to Sam Darnold. I would be very surprised if that's the road they go down.
Jerry Noel via Twitter. I don't care if Bart Starr played for Minnesota. I will never cheer for them to win the Super Bowl. And I just want to clarify.
No, Jesse, in fairness, Jesse did cheer. He gave up on the Packers. He wrote them off because poor little Brady didn't get treated the way Jesse wanted. He left and changed his allegiances to the purple for 2 years.
2 years. That did happen. Yep.
Should you be allowed back in?
It's embarrassing. Yeah, we're welcoming. We're a welcoming operation.
I'm not a fan. I'm not in charge. All right,
2015, I was allowed back in. It's been a while.
Let's keep going with the calls. 844-770-3776. If you want to get in on this conversation and you want to vote on the Twitter poll, you can do both of those things. 844-770-3776. Let's get to one call before the break, then Tyson and Madison and everybody else
call,
is on
that's
hold.
all?
That's
before the break?
You know, if you're going to step on my joke, fine. Go right ahead.
I enhanced your joke.
I don't think you enhanced it at all because I never got to say the line. Let's talk to Dimitri in Detroit, who is a Packers fan living in Detroit, so I am eager to get his insight. Dimitri, good morning. Thanks for joining the show, buddy.
Give us some insight. I love you guys' show.
Hey, thank you very much. So you live in Detroit. You are surrounded by Lions fans.
Born and raised. I was at the Thursday night game. Yeah,
all right.
Born and raised here. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you agree, Dimitri? Do you agree that the Mom Spaghetti joint really overrated? Have you tried that?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
It's no
overpriced. Yeah. Okay.
If you can get spaghetti somewhere else. Go somewhere like to the east side, to the other part of the city. You have better spaghetti.
We're on the same page. All right, Dimitri, go ahead.
I can't have that parade on Woodward, so I will not say the Lions. I will say Philly. I would say I think it's going to be a rematch in the Super Bowl, KC and Philly again. Unless they can't find a way to rest Saquon. That's my only thing I'm scared for Philly. I think they're going to overwork him eventually, and he could get an injury.
So Dimitri, let me ask you this. Now, let's take all the other teams out of the equation now, and you only have to choose between the Lions and seeing the parade go down your road. And again, it's just to get to the Super Bowl. By the way, you don't have to endure them winning.
Detroit's throwing a parade if they get to the Super Bowl.
Are you taking the Lions or are you taking the Vikings as a Packers fan if we only allow you to choose between those two, being a fan in Detroit?
Great question.
That's tough for me, but I'm going to still say I'm a diehard Packers fan. I'd rather see the Vikings win.
Oh, see, but he's
Aaron Jones.
Yes, thank you.
Aaron Jones get a ring.
Give him an entry into the drawing. Dang it.
But this is a big question I got for you guys.
All right.
Do you guys possibly think that we're the 12-5 Lions from last year? Think about it. We host the draft this year. We can make moves in the offseason and come back a better team. I got us losing in the NFC North Championship, the Packers. I got us hosting the draft at Green Bay. I got us making some type of move, probably getting a number one wide receiver to put us over the edge and building on the defense. And we gotta spread waves with Jair. He can't play a full season. I love him. I wore this jersey last Thursday, but come on, he can't be out there. We can't have a guy that's not out there.
Dimitri,
quick question about the jersey, because you go to Philly, you can't wear jerseys of the Packers.
It's like Brazil.
They'll like egg you, and it's ridiculous. Detroit welcoming. Is it Lambeau welcoming to the? Because when you come to Lambeau, we welcome people. How is it in Detroit?
No. Now I will say this is the first year I go see the Lions every year. I've been doing this since I was 18. I'm 28 now. I've been going to see the Packers in the Ford Field every year. Because that's my only chance. I've never been to Green Bay. I'm thinking about going to the draft because I feel like that'd be my perfect time to go to Green Bay. But no, now, like, you won't believe how many Lions fans will call me out and say I'm lying, but you won't believe how many Lions fans that's like, yo, if Love gets to clicking, he's going to light up the North. He's going to light up the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you still have those fans that's like, oh, Packers fans, but usually for the past couple of years, and even still the true Lions fans, they don't talk too much because when have they been good? Just being honest.
That's right. Fair.
Now, you have the ones that's like, okay, yeah, we're doing good now. You guys take a back seat now. We're the kings of the North. But come on, win the North 4 years in a row. Do some things that we've done.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And I'm not a Packers fan that's going to live in the past. That's why I asked you guys. I think we're the 12-5 Lions from last year. I got us losing one more game. So it's either going to be the Vikings game or the Seahawks game.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
I'll try
and they're a year away.
I got us upsetting someone in the playoffs, but losing in the NFC Championship game. And I'm telling you, it's going to hurt everybody if we lose to the Lions 3 years in a row. 3 times in 1 year.
Yeah.
But I can see that happening, and I can see us coming back next year being that team. I think Love is going to work on his mechanics this offseason and come back. We're going to make some moves. I think this might be the summer we'd be like, wow, this is the most moves I've seen Green Bay ever do in history.
They're definitely going to pick up a corner.
Over the edge.
You best believe, Dimitri, they're going to pick up a corner.
Tausch has got a lot of days off coming up. If you want to work a 3-hour shift for free after this call, we'll reach out to you. Thanks, buddy. Thanks for the call.
Man. Well, we love you.
Love you guys.
That was a great call.
That was and obviously someone who lives in Detroit having that type of insight.
It started off great because he agreed with me about mom spaghetti.
Well, that's always a good way to start a call to our show. All right. 844-770-3776, 844-770-3776. Tausch, before we get to more calls, we want to hear about Johnson & Sons Paving, and we also need to find a size small, bright orange hoodie for Sydney, who's looking for one of those.
I have Austin on that. Get ready for spring and do it now. Call Johnson & Sons Paving to make sure no pavement hazards get worse over the winter. Potholes and cracked curbs and drainage issues. Well, if those things are bad now, they ain't going to get better. Call Johnson & Sons Paving. Get it fixed today. Schedule a free no-obligation quote. Get a walkthrough of your pavement. They'll be able to see signs of asphalt pavement work that is needed by spotting that fatigue cracking. That's the worst kind of cracking. Standing water, warping, buckling, sinking pavement, and more. Don't scare away your customers or tenants with bad curb appeal. Book now. Save money later. JohnsonSonsPaving.com.
More of your calls on this question of the day. 844-770-3776. Who's your NFC Super Bowl representative? It can't be the Packers. We'll talk about it more next. It's Wilde And Tausch.
On air, online, and on demand. Get all your favorite ESPN Wisconsin content anywhere you get your podcast for free. The new Wisconsin On Demand. It's free, it's everywhere, and it's for you.
College hockey returns to Fiserv Forum with the 4th annual Quick Trip Holiday Face-Off, December 28th and 29th.
The Wisconsin Badgers return to defend their title, facing the Ferris State Bulldogs in semifinal action on day one. The Yukon Huskies and Alaska Fairbanks Nanooks will battle for the other spot in the championship game.
Don't miss the college hockey action coming to Milwaukee and see who wins the championship on day 2. Secure your seats today at Ticketmaster.com.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that American Family Insurance agents can help build a customized renter's policy so you can protect stuff like this, or this, or even this. Well, case in point. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
It's a bully that will not let up until you do something about it. And the worst part is that the bullying happens when you're at your most vulnerable. You might as well have your hands tied behind your back while that bully puts one hand over your mouth and pinches your nose with the other. He'll let up, let you catch your breath, and then he'll do it again. Sleep apnea is a bully. Not long ago, we heard our friend John tell you about how his bully was stopping his breathing in his sleep over 145 times an hour. Think about what that can do to your body's organs. It's no wonder that the snowball effects of long-term obstructive sleep apnea are heart disease, stroke, even depression and anxiety. But this problem is solvable, and we have solutions, and you'll be surprised at how simple they are.
To date, Advent has solved over 40,000 breathing triangle problems. It's time to put that bully in his place. Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows. When you breathe well, you live better. AdventKnows.com. Results may vary.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your Green and Gold Fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee. Want that mirror finish on your car? You need Z-Gloss by Z-Bart. Z-Gloss is a 3-layer ceramic coating that not only gives your car that mirror finish, it protects it from everything that Mother Nature can throw at it. Visit zbart.com for more information.
Last week's disappointing loss to the Lions in Detroit left a sour taste in the mouth of the Packers and their fans. But after 3 days off, Jordan Love and the Green and Gold ready to get back to work as they take on the Seahawks in a huge game on Sunday night.
We're trying to finish on the right note and win out these last couple games and, handle business, take one game at a time, and obviously we'll see what happens postseason time.
Kickoff happens Sunday night in Seattle at 7:20. Catch pregame coverage right here on 94.5 ESPN with Green Bay Game Day starting at 4 o'clock.
This has been your Green and Gold Fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee.
Change your grocery game plan to locally owned Century Foods, home of the best meat, freshest produce, and tastiest treats.
And free groceries.
Okay, just calm down. We'll get to that later.
Stay tuned in right here to score free groceries.
Stop, please.
Okay, I'm shutting up. My lip is zipped.
Anyway, let's get to this week's specials at Century Foods.
Now through Wednesday, save on 24-pack Essential Everyday Purified Water, 2 for $6. 9.6 to 16.1 ounce selective varieties, Kellogg's cereal, 2 for $7. 11 to 12 ounce or 10 count selective varieties, Starbucks coffee, $7.99. Gallon selective varieties, Prairie Farms white or chocolate milk, $3.99.
And now time for the big reveal. Free groceries.
That's too over the top. Try this. Win free groceries from Century Foods.
Win free groceries from Century Foods.
Forget it. I'll handle the rest. Enter to win $500 worth of free groceries on Century's Facebook or Instagram by January 8th.
Wilde and Tausch is presented by Tito's Handmade Vodka, America's original craft vodka produced in Austin, Texas, and naturally gluten-free. Tito's Handmade Vodka.
Four 770-3776. Let's get to a couple more calls here. I really thought Aaron Jones would move the needle a little bit more than it has. The poll's still not.
Jason, how many times do I have to tell you? Fans appreciate players. They do. Fans love the team. That's why the team forever has won the public battle on money, because at some point guys leave, but you know who doesn't? The G&G.
Detroit and Philadelphia have now fallen behind the NFC West champs.
Just go. You know what? Just roll the tape of Bostic on the deal, or San Fran gutting us 5 times, and that poll will start skyrocketing back the other way.
34.5% the NFC West champs. 32.1% the Lions, 30.4% the Eagles.
Rams control their destiny. Rams win out, they win the division.
3% the Vikings. Let's get to a couple more calls. Let's go first to Tyson in Madison, who was at Packers-Lions on Thursday, and Jesse tells me has a new perspective. Tyson, tell us more. We're intrigued.
Excellent work, Jesse. I'm a first-time, long-time, and I appreciate you, Tausch. Thank you so much for all your work on the Packers.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Whoa, what? You just thanked Jesse and Tausch and not me?
You're fine, Wildy. Don't worry about it. You're doing great.
Wildy. This guy, I'll tell you what, Tyson's climbing the ladder. He might be my new fave.
Improving. You're great. So, back to my story. So I drove from Madison up my very first away game. I'm a huge Packers fan. Try to hit at least one game a year. Usually, always been Lambeau to this point. I didn't know what to expect. I experienced a really good game. I also had the best tickets I've ever had in my life. Like, I was close. Like, they could hear me when it was quiet. Like, people were turning their heads because you were right there. I came away, unfortunately, with a different perspective than I would expect when you spend top dollar to go watch a loss. I came away with much more respect for the Detroit Lions than I ever expected. Also, I was kind of like, I tapped into their joy a little bit, even though it was so close. I was happy too. But watching their fans, like, truly have just so much fun and finally be here. Their stakes are much higher than ours. It just felt like they have to do it this year, and everyone in that building knows it. And any energy they have, they're spending it. They're puking in trash cans because they're giving everything they got. And I think we came in there with the same plan, by the way. But we looked shook, man. We looked shook by the sound. Jordan and the offensive line, the calls were sluggish. We were getting out physical, trying to be the more physical team. I can't look at all that stuff, regardless of where the stats ended up at the end, and not feel like the Lions have a more sustainable chance to make the Super Bowl. And I don't like us going up against them one more year. If we make the Super Bowl, boys, it's going to be because we start implementing a little more high percentage, short pass game, less wild balls, less deep balls. Maybe we get Dobbs back, and this game would have been different. But what I would like to see, the best teams in the NFL right now are running high percentage, inside-out offense. I'm not seeing that consistently from the Packers. I love what we're doing. I love the misdirection. I love all the plays. I just wish we had some get Jordan hot plays and quick dump-offs. We should be using Tucker that way. We should be using,
Jaden Reed.
Dobbs when he's back. Jaden Reed, exactly. Jaden Reed. Where was Jaden Reed?
He wasn't there.
I know. I watched them do that to us, and if you're playing a 4-down style of football, you can't give them 4 yards of play ever, or they're just gonna keep breaking your back. And I can't tell you how many times I celebrated on 3rd down, guys, just to be
so did the team.
There we go.
Fist up. Yeah, that fist up. 4th.
So my roundabout way is saying I would like to see the Lions win. Because I think if we're not there, this is their year. They're losing both their offensive and defensive coordinator at the end of this. So they're going to be this whole thing falls apart. We got contracts. This is it. The stakes are much higher, and I feel like they are aware of where they're at, the significance of the history of this. I talked to some good Lions fans. I talked to some bad Lions fans, and they all are aware of where they're at. And they're emboldened to say the Packers suck to my face, but that's just right now, and that'll change.
So Tyson,
that was a great call. That was what a segment of calls, huh? Great job by Tyson. I think there's a lot of Packer fans that feel the way Tyson does.
Wait a minute, you just got done saying that you thought after what happened with the Lions that a lot of the Packers fans don't feel that way anymore.
But Jason,
Did
there's
Tyson
a wide
sway you?
No, there's a wide swath. I felt a certain way, the same way that Tyson was just explaining. Man, they hadn't won a playoff game since JFK got blown away. That was that song, right, that we had heard. That changed. They won a couple playoff games last year, and they're building it. The fact is, we didn't really think a lot about Detroit ever. Now they're top of mind, and that changes the dynamic. And Wes, who's got playoff shares on the line with that, he brought that to the attention. I thought it was a really well-written email, and it states a lot about, I think, how Packer fans should be feeling. But I don't tell people. I mean, I tell them how I think they should feel, but Wes did that too. And I think there is a lot of people that respect the fact Detroit's been so bad and that they were able to weather that storm and turn it around. And if we don't beat them, I feel very confident we'd much rather see them stomp on the Minnesota Vikings. The other ones I just didn't know, and that's why this poll has been so, intriguing to me.
Well, we got a couple more calls to get to. We'll do that coming up next after Tausch tells us about Prize Picks. If you can't win Prize Picks, are you rooting for Jesse to win at Prize
Absolutely.
Picks?
I want everybody to win. Been telling you about Prize Picks for years. I'm really nervous now about saying Merry Pixmas. I'm very nervous about it, but I'm not nervous about having some fun with Prize Picks. Over 10 million members, billions of dollars in award-winning Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to everybody, and it is simple to play, more or less, on 2 players for a shot to win up to 200 times your cash. The only real money daily fantasy platform with injury insurance so that your lineups will stay in play even if one of your players gets injured. I had a mixed bag last week. I think, a little bit less with, I think I went less with Jordan. I think I went less with Goff. That didn't work out for me, but it was still fun. You can win up to that 100 times again with 4 correct picks. Download the app today. Use code WI to get $50 instantly after you play your $5 lineup. That's, again, code WI, $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. And Merry Pixmas. There's all kinds of fun specials that are brewing. You can win big prizes on top of just your normal cash when you play. Prize Picks.
Run your game.
Merry Pixmas, Merry Pixmas, Merry Pixmas.
And if you're diabetic, prick your finger. More of your calls next.
Wilde and Tausch. Wilde and Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio. Greg Matzek, Gary Ellerson, the day after reaction show you need in your life.
This offense, Matt LaFleur's side of the ball, dragged this whole team through where they are right now.
It's Potawatomi Sportsbook Football Mondays with Greg and Gary.
The defense got hot at the right time. That might be what we're seeing here with the Packers defense as well.
Live from the Potawatomi Sportsbook Studios from 6 to 8 p.m. every Monday on 94.5 ESPN.
Ho, ho, my back.
Santa?
Ho, Gina Della from Pella. You've been a good girl this year.
Is that why you're in here building new windows?
Santa's doing OT.
Let me make a call.
Frighteningly fast Pella team at your service. Let us take it from here, Mr. Claus. And Gina, next time.
I know. Ask for a Pella gift card. Right now at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, get as low as $19 per window and $81 per patio door per month.
PellaWI.com. Certain restrictions apply. Ends 12/31/2024.
It's the holiday season, my favorite time of year. Festive decorations, family gatherings, using our gift boxes. Honestly, I'm happier to see a Using Our Gift Box at my door than Santa. The Using Our Gift Box doesn't require cooking, just eating. And who's not up for that during the holidays? Make someone's day by sending them the tastiest gift in town, a box filled with Using Our's delicious sausage, cheese, and assorted goodies. Order yours today. It's easy. Just go to usingour.com and click on gifts.
Hey, it's Jason Wilde, and I have the perfect gift idea for you. A custom holiday gift box filled with all your Kringle favorites from Racine Danish Kringles. There's no wrapping needed, and this season you can try their newest holiday pastry, Eggnog Kringle, created to bring festive cheer to your celebration. Filled with rich, creamy eggnog and topped with sweet icing and a sprinkle of cinnamon, it's perfect for sharing with loved ones. Go to Kringle.com to order or call 800-4DANISH. Racine Danish Kringles, it's not just a treat, it's a tradition.
It's time for the Marquette Minute on 94.5 ESPN. Marquette fans, join David Joplin and Chase Ross at the Fox Brothers Piggly Wiggly in Oconomowoc Sunday, December 15th at 1 p.m. Piggly Wiggly, shop the pig.
It was a statement game by Cam Jones and a statement win for Marquette on Saturday against Wisconsin.
Leading by 8, Cam Jones spinning, turning, scoop layup is good. He just schooled Blackwell. Can I say it was easy?
32 points for Cam Jones in an 88-74 Marquette win at Fiserv Forum. Their first win at Fiserv Forum against Wisconsin since 2020. The schedule doesn't get any easier as the last non-conference game of the season happens in Dayton, Ohio on Saturday. That one a 6 p.m. tip.
This has been your Marquette Minute on 94.5 ESPN. Join Chase and Jop at Fox Brothers Piggly Wiggly in Oconomowoc Sunday, December 15th at 1 p.m. Piggly Wiggly, shop the pig. It's time for the Milwaukee Basketball Report on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by National Liquor Mart, located at 16th and National in Milwaukee. National Liquor Mart is packed with deals for all your beverage needs, where your satisfaction is their plan of action. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily.
The debut of Chris Middleton spoiled in Boston as the Bucks fell to the Celtics on Friday night. But Giannis comes back to the rescue on Sunday as the Bucks take down the Nets, 118-113.
Lillard down the court to Giannis. Hop step to the rim and a right-handed slam dunk by Giannis Antetokounmpo. The block by Portis and the slam by Giannis. The Bucks lead at 111-108.
Giannis has 34 points and 11 boards, ending a 2-game skid. Next up for the Bucks, it's NBA Cup quarterfinals time. That happens Tuesday night at Fiserv Forum against the Orlando Magic.
This has been the Milwaukee Basketball Report on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by National Liquor Mart. This is Wilde And Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Tree at the Christmas party hop. Mistletoe hung where you can see every couple tries to stop. Rocking around the Christmas tree, let the Christmas spirit ring.
I don't know if this qualifies as breaking news, and I guess I can't guarantee that it actually means something, but it appears that Tretch Kekahuna has found a new college football home.
Looks like he's rowing that boat.
Hashtag rival with the Minnesota logo on his social media, so in case you were wondering.
Well, you'll be cheering for him there then, right?
Yeah, because he's a good kid, right?
I don't wish him any ill will.
Tretch Kekahuna and Aaron Jones.
It's okay.
And
There's a little bit of a difference in rooting for someone and not wishing them ill will.
Yeah. I don't like the Minnesota head football coach. I find him to be inauthentic, in my opinion. So, no, I'm not going to be rooting for the Gophers.
Do you know that he's inauthentic? So why do you find him that way?
Because I talked to a few people who have that same opinion based on their...
I'd like to hear who.
And Hunter Vaughn informs me that he's been tweeting every school that he gets an offer from.
Oh, so he has not accepted.
Tretch is not apparently committed to Minnesota. So
okay, he is not. I just saw it. No. So don't break that news. Come on, Jesse.
I couched.
Yeah, it's good head.
Thanks for sending that, Tausch.
Well, I found it very interesting.
Yeah. Thank you, Hunter Vaughn, for your service for helping us.
Guess we're going to have to get the Badgers Radio Network analyst on here to talk Badgers more accurately.
I'm guessing what he's doing is, I'm guessing he's trying to get a little more cash.
Cash. Indeed.
Maybe North Carolina's going to bring him in.
Let's get one more call. Okay, Bill Belichick over there. I know you two both think football the same way as we've established.
I wish I thought football the way he does.
Let's welcome in one more caller, and then I'd like to get to Jaden Reed and what he had to say to me yesterday. So let's talk to Jamon in Dallas. Now, Jamon or Jamon, let's make sure we're getting this right. I feel like I asked you this because you call frequently, but I asked Jesse because he pronounced it differently this time. So let's get once and for all. Your name is?
Jamon.
Jamon. Yes? All right. I can't say it as cool as you, so I did the best I could. What are you thinking about this question about the NFC representative in the Super Bowl if it's not the Packers?
Well, if you're asking who I would want, it definitely wouldn't be nobody out the division. I don't know why you guys are leaning towards the Vikings or Detroit. I mean, Detroit has handed us 2 losses this year, and I don't want them to go to anywhere near a Super Bowl. I don't want them to have any bragging rights that they already have anyway. So if I wanted a team to go, it would have to be either Seattle or the Rams. Not really a big fan of Detroit or the Vikings.
Yeah, okay. I can understand. That makes more sense. But the idea of picking one division rival over the other when both of them are in your way on an annual basis, I'm surprised that so many people have voted for the Lions in this poll. I think it's just
that,
they've never won a Super Bowl.
No, I think Tyson's point is what he hit at home. I think a lot of us feel that way. Sports, to me, when you can show resiliency, and it's not, LeBron where you're like chasing and, let's bring so-and-so in. Let's make this easy. I love it when people have to fight through stuff, and they come out just like Andy Dufresne. You crawl through 300 yards of stuff that's blah, blah, blah. But you come out the other side, and you feel like, man, they went and earned it. That's what I think Packer fans are looking from Detroit. And you can be irritated about that. You can say that. That's, I think, why Detroit has as much of a following. Or
Lovable
as much of,
losers.
Well, until they're not.
And I just, again, since we're going to put a bow on this and move on to what Jaden Reed said yesterday and then talk to our buddy Jeff Levering, you did not learn any sort of lesson, is what you're telling me, from being Mr. All right, well, if the Brewers aren't going to do it, I want to see the Cubs end the curse of the Billy Goat and win the World Series, and then they did, and then you regretted it. You don't think it's possible. You will feel the same way. And then you got the Dan Campbell aficionados throat slashing you like the guy on the field for the flag and Matt LaFleur.
Definitely possible.
Okay.
Definitely
as long as you acknowledge
yes,
that's
for
all
sure.
I ask.
Yep.
We will kick off the 11 o'clock hour, during which we will hear part of my conversation with Jaden Reed yesterday in the locker room or in the exit of the locker room.
What was yesterday then in a Packers week? Was it a Monday?
It's Monday,
it was a Monday.
again, yeah.
So they were watching film on what happened against Detroit.
Indeed they were, sir.
Oh, that's good.
And talking to Rob Domofsky and me and Bill Huber and Wes Hodkowitz, only one of us who gets a playoff share. We'll kick off the 11 o'clock hour in 2 minutes, so stick around. It's Wilde And Tausch.
Give the gift of game this holiday season and spread the joy with a Milwaukee Bucks gift card. A guaranteed slam dunk for every fan on your list. Recipients can score tickets to Bucks games and other Fiserv Forum events through the Ticketmaster box office. Shop exclusive gear at the Bucks Pro Shop or get their favorite snack at Fiserv Forum's concessions. It's a big win for both you and them. To purchase a gift card, visit bucks.com/gift cards.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde And Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Hey, this is the Fat Jack, and football season is here. Are you ready to make some money? Have you bet on sports before? That probably did not go great. I can help you make money. Go to fatjacksports.com and get dialed in to turn a profit. The picks are emailed to you. They're on your personal portal on the website, and you can pay less than $50 a week for longer packages to make money betting this football season. Fatjacksports.com, the only place you need to go. 100% transparent, and will turn you profit this season at fatjacksports.com.
Every day, Wisconsin's 600,000 family caregivers help their loved ones to continue living safely in their own homes. It's not easy. Each year, they spend an average of $7,000 out of their own pockets to provide this care. Wisconsin needs family caregivers, and they need more support. Tell your state lawmakers, Wisconsin family caregivers need a caregiver tax credit in 2025. Learn more at aarp.org/WI. That's aarp.org/WI. Paid for by AARP Wisconsin.
Seems like gift season kind of snuck up on us, but Fleet Farm's ready to help. For the griller on your list, the Pit Boss Sportsman 500 pellet grill is now $249.99. For the pizza lover, the Biaggia Pizza Oven is just $79.99. Plus, Milwaukee Deal Days are happening all week long. So save on the hottest Milwaukee tools, like the N12 2-Tool Combo Kit, for just $99. Stop in soon and wrap up your gift list at Fleet Farm, home of the best prices, guaranteed.
Hey, this is Jen Latta. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
The 11 o'clock hour of Wilde And Tausch, which will include a visit from our good friend and our second choice to make the big announcement that the Brewers are coming to 100.5 ESPN Madison. Jeff Levering, scheduled to appear, coming up. But before we get to him, we did spend some time yesterday talking about Jayden Reed. And as I asked, what's so funny over there?
I love laughing. I like to laugh. Is that something wrong with laughing?
That's awful suspicious.
Isn't it, though?
I am fascinated about the Jayden Reed conversation that you had because...
But I'm going to change the subject.
No, I'm not changing the subject.
Did you see this AI thing I did last night?
No, that's going to be tomorrow.
Did you see this guy deboning chicken on Twitter?
Well, I want to keep that when we're talking rotisserie chicken Mondays and things like that. It's fascinating what they can do.
Oh, my God.
That thing is something else now.
Oh, boy. What did you want to say? Come on there, mischievous Mark.
I was laughing because I sent you guys the deboning of a chicken. Even though Quick Trip's not on the docket today.
One-on-one exclusive with Jayden Reed or deboning chicken. Choose your adventure on Wilde And Tausch.
It's a complicated deal, but
and Ed Helms sucks.
You keep seeing this with Philly and A.J. Brown. He's frustrated. And the fact that Jayden Reed, at least I have not heard, and maybe when you broached the subject with him yesterday, I don't know why he has not been as productive. It doesn't make sense because Romeo Doubs hadn't even been playing.
Yeah, he missed the last 2 games.
Christian Watson's emerged, but it's not like he's getting 15 targets a game. The Jayden Reed quotient is not where it needs to be. And that's running the football.
The Randy ratio.
The ratio is what I was looking for. Thank you, Jason. The Reed ratio. It's not there. Yeah. And I don't want them to have a Reed ratio, but I want them in the back of their mind to say, the guy's been pretty doggone good. How can we get him more involved with this offense?
Well, I asked him essentially that and more. I wouldn't say that it was the most revealing conversation I've had. But
never blame the answers. Blame the questions.
I understand. Also, it would have been really interesting. And he said, yeah, this is BS. I want the damn ball. Get me the damn ball, Keyshawn Johnson, not Keyshawn Nixon. But he didn't say that either. Here is our brief conversation as he was leaving the locker room and I was talking to him in the alcove just on his way out to the parking lot. Here's Jayden Reed.
I'm sure Rob asked you the same things. I mean, look, when you're a field tilting player and you don't get the ball much, we all are wondering what the hell's going on, right? Yeah. How are you, I think I know you well enough to know you're not causing trouble or not showing up for work, so how do you handle it?
I mean, I look at it, man, like the game not all about me. At the end of the day, I just want to win. As long as we winning, I don't care about targets, none of that. If we winning, I'm all about winning, so at the end of the day, the sun gonna shine at different places every day. It's not gonna the light always gonna be on you. And, I'm just coming here to do my job and control what I can control.
I did ask Matt about it just now. Yeah. And Matt said he went and talked to you and basically told. I mean, so how did you feel from? I mean, he felt. It sounded like he was pretty adamant.
I know they're on my side at the end of the day. You know what I mean? But it's a game we can't control. Everything's got to go right. It's got to be blocked right, executed right. Timing's got to be right. It's a lot of stuff that go into it. So, at the end of the day, we just got to find a way to win at the end of the day. So.
For you, though, when the head coach basically acknowledges him, we got to get you the ball. What does that mean to you? that it's at least acknowledged and not like, hey, too bad.
It just motivates me to get better, man. Like, whether it's my releases or whatever, like, being more smart, being more efficient, understanding defenses more. It just makes me want to get better at the end of the day. So,
what was that conversation today when you guys got back?
Yeah.
Like, do you come into work and does he call you up to the office or does he call you aside?
I just
How's it
want
work?
to talk to him, before we start practicing and stuff like that.
Okay. All right. Last thing. Where do you feel like this team is at? Like, I'm not a moral victory guy, so it still sucks you lost, but you're still a pretty damn good football team.
We ain't come this far to come this far, so we got a lot more work to do. We got 4 games to finish off strong, and we trying to win out at the end of the day. So coming in every day with that mindset, with a winning mindset. So that's what we trying to do for these last 4 games.
So, Tausch, when I go into
come this far to come this far.
Yeah, I like that. What
does it mean?
I think we didn't come this far to only come this far. We got farther to go.
Yeah, at the end you say,
what that means.
But that's not what he said.
You came this far, but you're not all the way there.
We didn't come this far to come this far.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
We didn't come this far to...
I feel like
just
that
say
little
we came
kid
this
on Big. Or it's like...
I don't get it.
I don't get it.
Yeah. Tom
explain
Hanks
it to me.
it's not the little kid, it's Tom Hanks. But, I mean, he's
But he is a little
13-year-old.
kid.
Sort of, yeah.
First off, I just love the visual, and I know it's all revamped up there. You chasing after Reed, he's like, God, I just want to get the heck out of here.
He just had talked to Rob.
I understand, but he wanted to
group was
leave.
somewhere else. They were all at Tucker
You
Crafts.
corral him back in the corridor, like, I need you.
Yeah.
And
I
then
just trying to get home for dinner.
And then you throw a pot shot at his guy Dobbs on the way in, and you think that's just funny, or no, get out. You're a beauty.
Actually.
You are a beauty.
You got to find ways to kind of, things go a little bit, percolate things. And look, let's be honest, right? You were a very smart player when it came to dealing with the media. You were not going to say things that created issues. So it's not like I go into that conversation expecting him to say, this is BS, man. I'm not. This,
do you buy the fact that he didn't care about targets? Like, I know he is a team.
Of course I don't.
But he is definitely a team guy. But
well, and as after I turned that off, we stood and talked for another minute or two. And one of the things I said was, look, I understand what you have to say, but let's also be realistic.
Well, let me get you off the record, and I'm going to tell my audience tomorrow.
No, I'm not going to say anything that he said. I'm going to tell you what I said, and maybe
Can
he
you tell me
nodded
what
when
you
I said
think
it.
he meant?
No. What I said
What does it rhyme
was,
with?
I'm irritated because you can't say the P word on the radio is what I found out.
You can, just not as a noun.
So can I say I'm blanked?
Yeah.
Yes, you can.
That is such a dumb rule.
Are you blanked about Prixmas?
No, I love Merry Pixmas.
What I said to him was, I get it. I understand the situation I'm putting you in. I said, but let's be honest. If you're all about winning, you getting the ball helps this team win. And I will not say what he said, but I will say that he
say
perhaps,
what you mean to say.
He may have. If I only gave you a choice between him shaking his head no or nodding his head yes, I think you probably know which of those motions he did.
I do think so, and that's what's so dumbfounding about this whole deal. Because I know Dobbs, they said, is still in concussion protocol, right? But you would think he's going to play Sunday night, and if he does, that's another guy that's going to be taking a lot of reps and you know, getting targets. They have to find ways to get him the football. And I was shocked that they didn't. And as a matter of fact, I lost on my prize picks because I don't think they gave him a touch with running the football last week.
No, they did not.
That's something I think you can add in. He's been really good with that, getting him the ball with some of the little screens and underneath stuff. It's been very surprising. We all crowned him because of how he played last year. Mm-hmm. I do wonder how much of that is our opponents putting their best guy on him. How much of it is there's other opportunities for other guys. It's a complete enigma about why his production has dipped this last, really 5 games, right?
Last 4 games. 5 catches, 113 yards against the Lions. The first time 8 catches on 12 targets for 73 yards.
That's nuts.
3 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's good.
In the last 4 games.
And
all right,
you just know that with all the smack talking, because he's a Detroit guy, right? He's a Michigander.
He's a Chicago native who played at Michigan State.
He's a Michiganander, and you know he wanted to put it to him last week. And the fact he didn't, that's where I'm sure this is where I love what Matt LaFleur does. You don't call people up to the office, all the time. You want to make sure you get to the root of problems before they start percolating and growing.
Oh, you're doing my percolating?
Yeah, it's a fun little word.
We'll percolate with our friend Jeff Levering. Next, it's Wilde And Tausch.
This is Wilde And Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance. Whether it's live or in podcast form, you've heard us on air with all of our shenanigans.
Gabe, I'm throwing some. Why are you throwing? I don't want.
Now see your favorite 94.5 ESPN shows streaming on video.
By me, by the way. I hit that microphone like 4 out of 6 times on that.
Subscribe to ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube and get notified when we hit the air live. Plus, you can watch back any second that you miss and see original digital content too. Watch, listen, interact. ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center is hosting their first ever tournament with $750 in cash prizes available. Hey ESPN Milwaukee, this is Gary Ellerson, and Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center invites you to play in a 2-man scramble at Whistling Straits, all from their comfortable golf simulators. Grab a friend and sign up today at WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com. The tournament costs $120 per pairing and is happening now through December 31st. Your winter chance to play Whistling Straits awaits. WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com.
Kevin Moret for Mentality Men's Health. I know that a guy's confidence comes from many sources. For our clients, the way they look is a big driver. When you have the muscle mass and the muscle tone, it changes the way you carry yourself. Did you know that 70% of Mentality clients have increased muscle mass and muscle tone through testosterone and peptide therapy? Their confidence is back and everyone can see it. If you want to recapture the way you look and felt years ago, join the over 25,000 clients and start today. Go to mentalityhealth.com/radio.
Get ready for the moment we've all been waiting for. It's the 300K season finale giveaway at Potawatomi. Friday, December 20th, watch your entries from Bird Bash, Cash Clash, and Winter Stash. All pile into one massive drawing for a chance at up to 50 grand cash. Be there to win your share. December 20th, only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. Learn more at payspig.com/finale. Must be 21 years old to play.
This time of year can be really tough on a number of areas in your home. If you're struggling with any electrical issues, the superheroes at Current Electric are ready to help you. Chuck Smith is a Brookfield Central grad who started Current Electric over 40 years ago. His mission was to serve our community with integrity and quality. Whether it's as small as a switch repair or as large as rewiring your entire home, to a generator to keep your lights on, or even interest in solar energy, call on the superheroes from Current Electric. Go to callcurrent.com. That's callcurrent.com.
Is your business looking for localized banking solutions and a strategic partner? Fifth Third Bank has been looking forward to the future and helping businesses shape what's next for 165 years. And for the last 15 here in Milwaukee. They offer industry-specific expertise, local decision-making capabilities, and extensive experience to help navigate the complexities of a constantly changing business market environment. With your business in mind, commercial banking value only Fifth Third can deliver. Fifth Third Bank, National Association, custom solutions built around your goals, member FDIC.
This is Jeff Johnson.
And I'm Jason Johnson.
And together, we're part of Johnson & Sons Paving.
Get your parking lot ready now for spring and avoid paying for extra repairs later on.
We'll come out to your property and walk it with you.
Potholes, damaged asphalt, damaged concrete, standing water, you name it. We'll talk to you about your options and fix it.
Plan a budget, set up an overall schedule with Johnson & Sons Paving.
It's all about doing it right the first time. Call us today to schedule a walkthrough and free estimate.
JohnsonandSonsPaving.com.
This is Kevin Van Rossum, president of Three Tree Marketing. Send gifts to appreciate anyone, anywhere, anytime with a gift of your choice by using our gifting solutions technology. Our team handles it all, from concepting, site creation, as well as production of branded products. Elevate your brand's connection to its consumers by creating the ultimate gifting experience with us. Make the art of gifting effortless for yourself. At 3 Tree Marketing, we chase partners, not orders. Visit 3treemarketing.com to see what we can do for you.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
It's the most wonderful time of the year. With the kids jingle belling and their
Timely seasonal walk-up music for one of the great voices of Brewers baseball, which you will hear in the 2025 season right here on 100.5 ESPN Madison as the new home of the Milwaukee Brewers. And not only that, and look, I'm not in any way surprised by this, but he could have been a jerk. He could have said, well, okay, yeah, sure, I'd love to help you launch
He
this.
ain't a jerk, though. He's a
you got
he's
Pat
a good
Murphy.
egg.
You don't want me anymore. Forget you guys. But no, that's not the kind of guy he is. It is our friend and one of the best in the business. Absolutely. He's still striving to be as good as Jesse, though. It is Jeff Levering on Wilde and Tausch. Jeff, good morning. How are you, buddy?
Hey, good morning, guys. Thanks so much. I have 2 things before we get going. Number one, I'll never be as good at bowling as Jesse. That's number one.
That's right, you won't.
Number 2 is every time I hear that song, it's the most wonderful time of the year. All I think about is Will Ferrell on a turntable on Saturday Night Live. It's the only thing I think about when I hear that song. Oh, so good. Hi, guys.
Well, we thought of you right away when we got the big news that we were the new home. Obviously, as GKB and ESPN Wisconsin, we already have 620 WTMJ, the flagship. But now to have us carrying the games in Madison, we're really excited about that. What is your division of labor these days between television and radio? And, of course, the Big Ten Network with Jake Butt at the games that you do there and everything else you've got on your repertoire?
So in terms of baseball season, it'll more than likely be the same as what it's been for the last couple of years. So Brian Anderson will do 50 to 60 games on TV, and then I'll more than likely do the rest as far as I know. And then every game that I'm not on TV, I'll be on the radio. So it's a good mix during the baseball season. Football season's over for me, which is nice. So I get to focus on just one sport until spring training. So I'm all college basketball. I have 5 days off until my next basketball game. Which
Slacker.
Is the first 5 days off I've had. First time I've had this much time since January, I think, of last year. So it's been good. Last game I had was the Wisconsin Marquette game. So it was a fun game for the first half for the Badger fans, and then the Marquette fans had a better second half.
So are you and Ashley and the kids then getting to spend time together? Are you staring out your beautiful Pella windows and doors with the roll screens and just looking out into the yard? What do you got going on during these big 5 days off you've got?
The honey-do list is very long. I'll tell you that much right now. And we have a huge 110-pound Bernese Mountain Dog as well that we can look through those beautiful Pella windows and doors at, who's really enjoying this cold weather. He's a puppy at 110 pounds still, not even a year old. But we're just hanging out. Yesterday was a get stuff done. I had to fix the spark plugs in the snowblower yesterday to make sure we're ready for winter. Cleaning of the basement, preparing for the Griswolds to come over for Christmas. We've got 11 people that will be staying in our home. So it's going to be a full house over the next couple of weeks.
Jeff, are you pretty handy? It's like, are you putting up your own Christmas lights? Are you like getting all the leaves out of the gutters? It sounds like you're kind of a handy cat, talking spark plugs and all that good jazz.
I really enjoy doing stuff myself, and when I can't do it myself is when I'll make a call. But I do like doing things on my own. I will say that this year is a no Christmas lights year for the Levering household, simply because our dog destroyed all of our Halloween decor out in the front yard. So we're not going to put up any of the electrical stuff for him to destroy. So
I was just coming around.
Jeff,
I was just coming around on getting the dog.
We can't.
And now Jeff is kind of telling me, don't do it.
No, what are you
Don't do
doing?
Oh,
Don't do it.
I get swayed easily.
Don't do it.
Yeah, Jeff just said
Hang up. Hang up the phone right now.
I know it's a bummer. He already chewed through an electrical wire earlier, so we can't risk it. We can't risk it. I don't want him chewing down on a lantern or something.
Yeah.
That's bad news for everybody.
Are you still glad you have a dog, or do you wish you didn't have a dog?
Ooh, that's a tough question.
That is a very loaded question. I love my dog, Roy. He is wonderful, but in this puppy phase, not a big fan.
Okay. Uh-oh.
You got to start taking him on the road. You like Herb Street with Ben.
Yeah.
My dog has already chewed through so much drywall and cabinetry, I couldn't even put an expense number on it at the moment. So we're getting there.
So Jeff, we had Pat Murphy on, and you deal with him a lot. That's I think the first or second time we've had him on. What a storyteller he is, isn't it? That's the best part about baseball. And obviously, Uke does that to nobody better than what Bob does. But just sitting there, you could listen to him talk about they were down 9-0 in the ninth inning, and I don't. What's the guy's name that came up? Jason Seastead or Bosted or.
He said Bruce Keeson, who was his pitching coach.
And just going through all the stuff. Is that why you love baseball as much as you do? Because you can just feel the story. Pat wanted to tell those stories. That's baseball, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it is, and for any baseball lends itself to those stories. If you go talk to a basketball player, I'm not sure he could take you through the sequence of events that led up to a ninth inning base hit, right? This is what he did to me in at-bat number one. This is what happened at bat number two. And then the third at-bat, I finally got him. And it was the fourth pitch. It looked like this, and I hit it to XYZ, and this guy was playing left field. He made a terrible throw home. For whatever reason, it feels like baseball players, baseball broadcasters, baseball coaches just have those Rolodex of stories that they can go to at any time. But in the mind's eye, they can bring you back into that place. Just for my own self, I could take you back to at-bats that I had 25 years ago and go, okay, well, this is what I did. It was this pitch, and I hit the ball to this place. There are a lot of baseball players that can do that, and I think just baseball lends itself to that. I will say for Murph, too, he has just an amazing ability of recall, and the people that he knows, he truly is the Forrest Gump of baseball. He really is. Everybody knows him. He knows everybody. And if he doesn't know you, he'll tell you that he does, and then he'll say, I knew his second cousin's dog walker who ended up playing for me at yada yada Division III school when I first started coaching. So it's wonderful to talk to him and get his perspective on things, because he has a real great way of bringing it back down to earth, too. When there's a lot of minutia in the sport, he has a way of making it make sense, too.
Jeff, I am curious. We asked Pat about this, and obviously you spent a lot of time around this guy, and I keep thinking about Moneyball, because I don't think if Willie Adames had gotten the exact same offer as he got from the San Francisco 49ers, San Francisco Giants, he would still be a Brewer, right? It's just the economics of baseball?
I think if he got dollar for dollar with Milwaukee, I think he is still a Brewer, to be honest with you. And I think, listen, I love Willie. I think the world of him. I think the world of his leadership. Of course, his talent on the field speaks for itself. But since he joined the Brewers organization, just the way that he stepped into that clubhouse, like he had been there for 10 years, immediately became a leader. And even though at the time that he got there, it was Christian Yelich's team. He had won an MVP, finished second in an MVP. It was still Willie Adames, and he even said, listen, this isn't my team. It's Yellie's team. But Christian is not a very vocal guy, and that's okay. He leads in a different way. He leads in a way that is very just kind of lead by example. And for Willie, he's the kind of guy that took a Jackson Churio under his wing and had him take early work with him every single day, taught him how to be a pro. And look what happened over the course of the year. I think Willie's impact in that clubhouse is certainly going to be felt over the course of the year. Can you replace that production on the field? Maybe with a couple of guys. But the Brewers certainly did lose a lot within the clubhouse. I'm going to miss him tremendously. I can't wait to see him in spring training, give him a big high five and a hug. And wish him well in every game that he doesn't play against the Brewers.
Jeff, the other thing that I'm curious about, speaking of dollars, and I thought Pat's answer to this was really interesting, that basically, hey, it's a bunch of money they can't spend on other positions, but the Mets getting Juan Soto, how did you view that? Because I saw our other baseball buddy, Jeff Passan, another of our baseball Jeff friends of the show, saying that there are other teams in the league that are actually, in a weird way, kind of glad that they didn't win the Soto sweepstakes, which maybe that's BS, maybe it's not, but that is a ridiculous contract, right?
It's a lot of money for one player. I mean, and you look at what it is per year, too. It's what, $51 million. How else are you going to fill out your roster? And I think Jeff Passan's right. And would you rather have one Juan Soto, or would you rather have a combination of 5 other players for that price tag to fill out your roster? And I get it. Steve Cohen's playing with monopoly money, and it's his money to do with what he wants. And if he really wanted Juan Soto, that's what he's going to end up doing. And hopefully he doesn't opt out in 5 years, because there's 10 years still left on that deal if he opts out, and it's all guaranteed money. I mean, the baseball money is crazy, and it's funny to see all these football and basketball players coming out the last couple of days and saying, my kid's going to start playing baseball now. He's not going to play football anymore. He's not going to play basketball. He's going to go play baseball. If you got the money, if you have the means to do it, do it. That's great. He is a generational talent. I will not deny that by any stretch. But would I rather have 5 or 6 different players for that price tag? I think I would, and I think my team would be better for it.
Jeff, do you think baseball is ever going to implement anything close to, and I'm not saying a salary cap, but, and Pat mentioned this, it's the haves and the have-nots, and it's only getting bigger, the gap. So for Brewer fans, we obviously were super excited about how last season played out, but getting back there, you're constantly up against the 8 ball when you're dealing with some of these other teams that have all of these unlimited resources that obviously Milwaukee doesn't have.
The Brewers are always up against it, and that's not, and that's a real thing. It is a real thing, but it makes it so much sweeter when you beat those teams. And I think that the way the Brewers are doing it, and the way other teams do it, look at what the Royals have done, even the Orioles, and what they have built. I think that it's a very healthy way. I think it's as a fan base, I think you appreciate it more because these guys, you've grown up with them. You've grown up with these guys being drafted and being developed and staying within your organization. I think it's fun. You could actually buy a shirt with somebody's last name on it, and you could have it for a couple of years instead of just for a couple of months.
Still got that Chris Capuano jersey. Still got that Chris Capuano.
I saw a couple of Dinelson Lamettes running around, and even though he was a Brewer for a day and a half. But I think it's super healthy the way the Brewers have done it. I think it's the way that baseball was originally supposed to be played. There are teams that are out there spending money, and the way that the Dodgers are doing it with all their deferred money, they're going to be paying people until, what is it, 2024? They're going to be paying people till 2,200 with the way that they're deferring money. It's insane. It's insane. And I get it. If you have the means to do it, do it. But it's fine. You go win yourself a World Series, and I think if you ask a bunch of Brewers fans if you can go for it for 1 year and just blow it in terms of budget to go win a World Series, I bet a lot of them would. But then the carnage that it would do for the next couple of years for your franchise would be epic. And you just can't do that. You just can't do that responsibly.
All right, Jeff, last thing for you before we let you go. So I referenced the fantastic TV commercial with you and your wife for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Not as good as the title tones with Tausch and Wayne Larrivee and I singing, but still very good. Yeah. But I wanted to fact check before I asked what you guys were doing with your 5 days between gigs to make sure that I knew your wife's name correctly, and your wife is Ashley, but I Googled, and your wife is a life coach? And yep. I got to say, I could use a life coach. But I'm wondering, what's it like being married to a life coach? And how can she help both me? Wow. And how does she help you?
When is she wife and when is she life coach is the real question here.
That is a wonderful question, and you don't have enough time on this program. No, it's
Digi only. You and Wilde. Can you imagine? And your wife breaking you two down? I'm tuning into that. I'm going to tell you that right now.
So here's the deal. She's very good. She opened up her business in 2020, right before the pandemic hit. And what she specializes in is transitions for people that are going from one job to another, or kind of stuck in one job and trying to get them into another place.
I'm stuck.
And she's done a really, really good job with that. And at the time that she started her business, it was really important because there were a lot of people that were going through that transition at that time. She started a podcast earlier this year, which is great. So she wants to have me on the podcast, and I feel like that is going to be a fun podcast to listen to. And she's like, okay, well, what are we going to talk about? I said, I don't know. You're the leader of this podcast. You're the host. You're going to take it wherever you're going to take it. And I can tell you to shut it down or not. So we're either going to answer this question or we're not going to. But it is entertaining sometimes where she still has the coach's hat on, and we're sitting there at the kitchen, or she's talking to the kids, and I'll go, can we take coach hat off for just a second? That'd be nice. That'd be really good. But she's very good at her job. I'll tell you that much right now. She's very, very good.
So where do I go to book the appointment?
You can go to her website. You can Google Ashley Levering Life Coach, and her website will pop up, ablifecoaching.com. Look at that for a promo.
That's it.
Well, you're such a good husband. You really are. Jeff,
you guys couldn't keep it together that entire time. I could hear it. It was wonderful.
We are very supportive. So what's your next game? If you had Marquette, Wisconsin on Saturday, who do you got next?
I have Tennessee at Illinois on Saturday. That'll be a big game. Very spicy. A lot of orange.
And Jake Butt is not with you on the basketball calls?
No, Jake Butt. No, Jake is entrenched in the football world.
Okay.
And if you ask him any questions about baseball or basketball, he'll go, well, let me run the Z out formation. It's great. He has no concept of other sports except for football.
Jeff, you do have a concept of everything other than bowling. That's Jesse's area of expertise. We appreciate you, buddy. Thanks for making time with us, and thanks for helping us launch our big news today.
You got it, guys. It's my pleasure, and great to have Brewers Radio on your network.
Hey, we're happy to have it. We're excited. So thank you. That is Jeff Levering, one of the many great voices that we get to hear all season long, whether it be on TV or on radio. And if you're hearing it on the radio, you're hearing it in Madison on 100.5.
I'm super intrigued by this podcast. Like, I will listen to that pod. Can you imagine?
Of him and I
There's always interesting dynamics anyways. And you add on life coach. Like, does she then go only from Jeff's standpoint, or because she's his wife, does she want him to continue to push and grow, but then he's not away from it is a fascinating dynamic.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about the one where Wilde would be on it.
I don't know.
The Pella window
I'm not
into
100%
Jason's
sure.
life.
I'm not 100% sure I want to hear where his head's at on that.
Neither does Ashley Levering, I'm guessing.
A very long podcast.
You're gonna have to start working more hours to pay for that, because I got a hunch that ain't a one session deal. I can assure you that.
Are you suggesting that if Jeff and Ashley and I do a podcast and she picks me apart, that you will not say, pour me in, coach? You won't be tuning in to that programming?
No, I'm definitely tuned in. I'm actually thinking we should maybe start thinking about adding that to our podcast network. Tito's Handmade Vodka on game day. Pour me in, coach, from a seat in the stands to the best seat on the couch. Root for your favorite team with your favorite team spirit. Stack a spicy bloody for your warm-up. Salt the rim of a Tito Rita during halftime, or take home the win with a Tito's. And whatever you're calling the game, you change up your roster, you wash that lucky jersey. Just make sure Tito's is your first-round bottle pick. I'm going to tell you something. I had that holiday party, and I don't know if you've seen this, and I don't know if I mentioned it yesterday, but they have canisters. So they got Tito's, and you could have other, like, brown rum and whatever else, but there's a Tito's in the back, and then it's like a Keurig. You put the mix in, and it pulls the Tito's from the canister, and it mixes your drink like it's a Keurig.
What?
Yeah, I was amazed. And then And I said, don't get this for a Christmas present because it's the last thing I need is to have that just sitting around the house. I'm going to be drinking, I'll have a coffee, and I'll have this, and I'll be coming in here with 4 Tito's in me before the show starts.
You asked me the other day what I want for Christmas.
Let me finish. Find cocktail recipes for every fan at Tito'sVodka.com. Crafted to be savored responsibly. That was on me, Jesse.
Let me ask for you to join into the conversation, Jesse, and then let me cut you off.
That was on me.
What the heck was that?
I don't know, but it was on me.
You asked what I want for Christmas the other day. Maybe that, and then you could come over and we could tap into it when we got the Peacock games on, like tonight, huh?
Yeah, it's something.
It'll be our little thing.
It's an option.
Apparently, Tausch doesn't want to see that game that badly. Whoa, Nelly is next. It's Wilde And Tausch.
On air, online, and on demand. Get all your favorite ESPN Wisconsin content anywhere you get your podcasts for free. The new Wisconsin On Demand. It's free, it's everywhere, and it's for you.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's original craft vodka. In 1995, Tito Beveridge built his very own distillery and put his life savings into it. Since then, he's won the unanimous Judge's Choice Double Gold Medal at the World Spirits Competition, the Chairman's Trophy for World's Best Vodka Tonic, and many others. Tito's Handmade Vodka is still made on the same land where he started it, all in Austin, Texas. Distilled from corn and gluten-free. Visit us at Tito'sVodka.com for recipes, videos, and more. Distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof. Crafted to be savored responsibly.
The little one just took her first steps. Her stride? Wobbly.
Oh my gosh, she's doing
Her parents? Oh boy, here we go.
Oh, watch out.
But you've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with free credit score and score monitoring on most new consumer checking accounts. So while you're monitoring and protecting her every move, you can do the same for your credit score, too. You've got this with free credit monitor from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
It's the holiday season, my favorite time of year. Festive decorations, family gatherings, using our gift boxes. Honestly, I'm happier to see a Using Our Gift Box at my door than Santa. The Using Our Gift Box doesn't require cooking, just eating. And who's not up for that during the holidays? Make someone's day by sending them the tastiest gift in town, a box filled with Using Our's delicious sausage, cheese, and assorted goodies. Order yours today. It's easy. Just go to usingar.com and click on gifts.
It's time for the Ortho ASAP Minute from Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin.
I'm here with Dr. Rick Papandrea. I hear so much about the subspecialties here at OAW. What does that really mean, and how does that differentiate OAW surgeons from others?
The main difference, I think, for us is a subspecialization that we don't just participate in, but we really embrace. Everybody who's here has done extra training beyond the normal 5 years to have a subspecialty. But we don't just dabble in that subspecialty, we focus in it. So if there's a problem in the group, a patient has an issue that's very specific, a provider might realize that issue needs the attention of that subspecialist. So what we do is we make sure the focus is on the patient and we get that patient to the provider that has that subspecialty focus. I think a lot of surgeons and providers will have a focus, but they will do it when they can and do it when it's convenient. But for us, it's really the priority.
The Ortho ASAP Minute is sponsored by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference.
It's time for the Marquette Minute on 94.5 ESPN. Marquette fans, join David Joplin and Chase Ross at the Fox Brothers Piggly Wiggly in Oconomowoc Sunday, December 15th at 1 p.m. Piggly Wiggly, shop the pig.
It was a statement game by Cam Jones and a statement win for Marquette on Saturday against Wisconsin.
Leading by 8, Cam Jones spinning, turning, scoop layup is good. He just schooled Blackwell. Can I say it was easy?
32 points for Cam Jones in an 88-74 Marquette win at Fiserv Forum. Their first win at Fiserv Forum against Wisconsin since 2020. The schedule doesn't get any easier as the last non-conference game of the season happens in Dayton, Ohio on Saturday. That one a 6 p.m. tip.
This has been your Marquette Minute on 94.5 ESPN. Join Chase and Jop at Fox Brothers Piggly Wiggly in Oconomowoc Sunday, December 15th at 1 p.m. Piggly Wiggly, shop the pig.
It's the year-end rate reduction sales event at Wilde Automotive Group. Get rates as low as 4.9% on our best used cars and make no payments for 90 days. 4.9% and no payments till March 2025 on over 600 vehicles at 10 Wilde Automotive Group locations. Don't wait. Get a better rate during the year-end rate reduction sales event. Get to your nearest Wilde location today.
Go to ewaldeauto.com.
approved credit. Interest accrues from date of purchase. Expires month end.
This is Wilde And Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Before we get to Whoa Nelly, here's a little interesting tidbit that the NFL just sent us. Among the Week 15 playoff scenarios, there is a scenario in which the Green Bay Packers can clinch a playoff berth.
Hey, can I give you a spoiler alert?
Sure.
Packers are going to be in the playoffs.
They are, but thanks for stepping on this interesting little tidbit.
Oh, my bad.
So here's how the Packers clinch a playoff berth. They beat Seattle.
Tough sledding there.
Battle in Seattle.
That's what I heard.
The Atlanta Falcons lose or tie. And on Thursday nights, the Rams 49ers game must end in a tie. That is the only way they can clinch a playoff berth this week. Now, I agree. What are the
What do you agree about? My sighing?
With you that they are making the playoffs, but if they clinch a playoff berth this week because Thursday those two teams tie, that would be unexpected. I thought that was a little bit odd. Apparently, you don't agree. So speaking,
I found it. I didn't find it very interesting. If I'm just being honest with you, I appreciate you bringing it, but I'm going to tell you how I really feel, and I think it's dumb. Fair.
Call that life coach about now.
Time for Whoa Nelly.
If the topic is good, the guys discuss.
Just the other morning I had breakfast at Tracy Rocker's house. His mama brought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I got to stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
But if it's not, the show must go on. It's time for
Whoa, Nelly!
On Wilde And Tausch.
Also interesting tonight, the Milwaukee Bucks host the Orlando Magic in the NBA Cup quarterfinals at Fiserv Forum.
Okay.
The Bucks clinch a berth in the semifinals with a win.
If the Raptors tie the Blazers. Yeah?
No.
Oh.
No.
I didn't know. I just assumed this was a tie. Everything is revolved around ties.
The Bucks, they cannot tie the Magic. That's not how basketball works. But with a win, they are in the semifinals. With a loss,
and
they
that
are
goes
not
up to Vegas.
They would be in Vegas on Saturday with a win tonight over the Magic. Is this enough, Tausch, to get you intrigued into the NBA Cup? Because you had been kind of poo-pooing it up to this point. The Bucks are hot now. Back over 500, playing good ball. Orlando, up-and-coming team.
Oh,
6 o'clock, early tip tonight.
Early, yeah. Yep.
You in?
Got all the positives that I'm looking for. No, I'm not. Not in.
Me either.
They get out to Vegas. I'll be intrigued. You didn't realize Boston isn't even in this?
No.
What would be nice is if you win this, you are exempt and you are in the playoffs as at least an 8 or a 9 seed in that playoff.
Or
in the play-in.
At least a 7 and you avoid the play-in.
No. You still have to. It can't be that. But you are in regardless. That's another little trinket that you can handle to put in there. You got to put more on it. It can't just be about they throw these guys $500K and then their media people get another, a piece of that. What are we doing? Like these guys, it's just it has not jumped. I appreciate the fact they tried it. I really have. I don't think it's been a raging success. Get a first-round pick. There should be something organizationally that comes with this. It can't just be Giannis gets $1.5 million. All right, awesome. Great for Giannis. But as a team, as a fan, what if you get a first-round pick? You win it, you get a first-round pick. You get the 31st pick.
I love this idea.
That's a fun little trinket.
Count me in. Love that idea.
Pour me in, Coach.
Still mad at you for the tie. Next.
How did you think that was going to go? Did you think I was going to just be...
I thought it was just an odd thing.
It was odd.
It is going to be amazing if those two teams do tie on Thursday night, though.
Friday morning, we're going to be sitting here going, oh, my God, they actually tied.
And I'm still going to say they're still getting into playoffs. But, yes, if that does happen, kudos to Jason for bringing this up on
patronize me now. Too late.
Whoa,
Jesse, one more
Nelly.
Whoa Nelly, and then we'll get the hell out of here.
Yes. So it is the gift-giving season. What is the best way to go about asking people what they want for Christmas for the holidays?
Just be blunt and ask.
And then, like, if you're in a gift exchange with a bunch of people, like extended family, where you like draw somebody's name, what is the best way to go about doing that?
Do you like getting the prank gift? Because we just did that Saturday, and there's like these toilet cups, and then somebody thought Max ended up getting a big bundle of toilet paper, and I'm thinking, oh, I ain't gonna lie, that's a great gift. Like, what are you talking about? Oh, ha, ha. And instead, I'm sitting here, I'm not going to denigrate any of the other gifts that were in there, but like a candle. I'm sorry. You get a nice candle, scented candle, or a 48-pack of toilet paper? Sign me up for the toilet paper, Coach.
Okay, that's great.
I don't know if that answers your question.
Not at all.
What was the question again? Is there going to be a tie Thursday night? No, there's not. I think that's what you asked, right?
Jason,
I think you should just ask.
Yeah, you're the better gift giver anyway. I was really asking you this question.
Yeah,
it is one of your gifts, Jason. You're a good gifter.
Wait till you get yours there, old T.
I'm trying to figure out how can I get you a Van Ginkel autographed jersey.
Shut up.
And a cup of mayo.
Legit. Yeah, spill some mayo on it and see if you could just get it like wiped into the Van Ginkel jersey. That, to me, is what Jason would like.
That's it for Whoa Nelly. We will wrap up today's program with some breaking news from the National Football League.
Uh-oh.
One of Tausch's favorite players once again employed.
Wow.
We'll tell you who it is. Favorite might be strong. Favorite names or favorite nicknamed players once again employed. We'll tell you who it is to wrap things up next. It's Wilde And Tausch.
Wilde And Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Hey ESPN Milwaukee fans, Gary Austin here from our friends at Best Electric Service. An A-plus Better Business Bureau family owned and operated who have been serving you for over 50 years. No job is too big or too small, whether it's making panel upgrades to your home, new LED in lighting, electric vehicle charging, and all residential service calls. Best Electric provides quality service at fair prices. They are experienced and licensed electrical contractors ready to get to work. Connect with the Best Electric Service. Find out more at bestelect.com.
Oh, my back.
Santa?
Gina Della from Pella. You've been a good girl this year.
Is that why you're in here building new windows?
Santa's doing OT.
Let me make a call.
Frighteningly fast Pella team at your service. Let us take it from here, Mr. Claus. And Gina, next time.
I know. Ask for a Pella gift card. Right now at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, get as low as $19 per window and $81 per patio door per month.
PellaWI.com. Certain restrictions apply. Ends 12/31/2024.
Bengo made his list and checked it twice. Turns out Bucks fans are really nice. Slay the holidays with a limited time ticket offer that will land you at the top of Bengo's nice list. Score gifts for the Bucks fans in your life and treat yourself too. Holiday packages feature ticket codes to redeem now or use later, exclusive Bucks holiday items, and an e-gift card that can be used to eat, drink, and be merry at Pfizer Forum. Explore options at bucks.com/deal season.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here for my friends at Kohler Services. Well, if you need a bath or shower remodel this holiday season, turn to Kohler Services. Family owned for 150 years, Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer providing care for life. And this month only, get 0 interest financing for 12 months and a free shower door with your Lugstone shower remodel. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote with fast, professional installation always included. Again, that's KohlerServicesWI.com.
An ESPN Radio Extra Point with Evan Cohen.
For years, I had been saying I didn't understand why NFL teams were hiring his assistants and why college teams weren't. If you look, everybody, rightfully so, Matt Patricia, Josh McDaniels, Eric Mangini, Romeo Crennel, in the NFL, Brian Flores, Joe Judge, Brian Daboll, they haven't been overwhelmingly successful, to say the least, in the NFL, right? Because they build it like a college program. Conversely, Nick Saban, Kirk Ferentz, Pat Hill, Bill O'Brien have all been successful in college. Yeah. We ignore that part of it. Billy O at a couple of places too. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and in the most impossible of situations at Penn State at the time. He was able to run New England like a college program for 20 years because that's his mindset, but also because he had the greatest quarterback of all time who was willing to be a 50-year senior every year, right, in essence. And so I never understood why the NFL teams didn't get that and why college programs didn't understand he runs a college program.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
At the Home Depot, we know Saturdays are for college football. That's why we have everything you need to never miss a play, like Bear Dynasty interior paint, their most durable one-coat hide paint ever. From a team color statement wall to a fan cave, complete with a mural honoring Nick Saban's 17-year dynasty.
Hey, I like that idea.
Nothing beats Bear Dynasty interior paint. It's everything you need all in one can.
Defend your game time with Bear and the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Valid only when tinted to colors from the Bear Dynasty and Marquee interior one-coat hide color collection.
You're listening to Wilde And Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
With kicker Nick Folk battling an injury, the Tennessee Titans have signed to their practice squad the Narv Dog, Braden Narveson.
Tell me more about this tie that could potentially happen on Thursday.
He ends up right back where he started after all that.
Beautiful when the world does that full circle deal, huh? By the way, Anders done a nice job up in New York now.
He has, yes.
He's been done a nice job up there.
Yeah, maybe patience would have paid off there, but again, we wish Anders the best, and we wish the Narv Dog the best, and we're pulling for a 49ers-Rams tie on Thursday night.
You are a beauty. You are a beauty.
Right back at you, buddy.
Thanks.
That's it for us today. Thanks to Pat Murphy, thanks to Jeff Levering, and thanks to you for coming along for the ride with us today. Again, Madison's new home of the Milwaukee Brewers is ESPN Madison 100.5. Have a great day, everybody. Take care. Be good.
Miss any of today's episode of Wilde And Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin? Commercial-free full show podcasts are available free on Wisconsin On Demand.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's original craft vodka. In 1995, Tito Beveridge built his very own distillery and put his life savings into it. Since then, he's won the unanimous Judge's Choice Double Gold Medal at the World Spirits Competition, the Chairman's Trophy for World's Best Vodka Tonic, and many others. Tito's Handmade Vodka is still made on the same land where he started it, all in Austin, Texas. Distilled from corn and gluten-free. Visit us at titosvodka.com for recipes, videos, and more. Distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof. Crafted to be savored responsibly.
Hey, it's Jason Wilde, and I have the perfect gift idea for you. A custom holiday gift box filled with all your Kringle favorites from Racine Danish Kringles. There's no wrapping needed, and this season you can try their newest holiday pastry, Eggnog Kringle, created to bring festive cheer to your celebration. Filled with rich, creamy eggnog and topped with sweet icing and a sprinkle of cinnamon, it's perfect for sharing with loved ones. Go to Kringle.com to order or call 800-4DANISH. Racine Danish Kringles, it's not just a treat, it's a tradition.
There's no better place to shop for the sports fan in your life than Brewtown Trading